Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. We're off. We're ready. It's Friday night. And here we are again, hanging out together. And you know what? I honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Friday night. And I hope you feel the same. I'm very excited to be here. I think game 2 is going to be sick. Can Colorado get it back? There's no Makar. I mean, is Mitch Marner just going to take this all the way and win the Conn Smythe and dunk it down all of our throats? It's a good question. And you know what? Good for him. Who does it? Good for him. But we are here, and we are Gripper Nation, and we are ready for game 2. Let's do this. Now, Jesse Addington makes a really good point. He says, you know what? Now's a good time to hit like, and I agree. I think, like, listen, there's never a bad time to hit like, but the earlier the better, because sometimes you forget. Now, today, we have more Colorado Avalanche gear to give away. Producer Hayden, do you have that picture ready to go or no? He's getting it ready. Okay, he doesn't have it ready to go, but is a Colorado Avalanche windbreaker, and it's blue, and I don't even know what size it is, but it's pretty cool. Should be a size large. You sure? All right. Well, hopefully it's a size large. Anyway, that's what I want to say. Producer Hayden is on the ones and twos tonight, as we used to say when I used to do live to airs at clubs. Yeah, we got DJ Hayden Matheson, DJ producer Hayden on the ones and twos tonight. Come up to the bar, get a free drink, blah, 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 go speak to Bertavir. That's what I used to do. And then it'd be like, it's Kiss 92.5. Oh, there it is. And Jesse's toes are in it because it's Gripper Nation time. There's Jesse's toes. Oh, thank you for cutting those out, producer Hayden. But yeah, there's the jacket if you want to win it. I guess you don't get Jesse's toes for free. So if you want that bad boy tonight, click on the link in the description right now. You can get in on it. You got to be outside of Quebec and you got to be in Canada. Sorry, Americans. It's the tariff thing. I don't know where you stand on the issue. All I know is that I can't get you the prizes you deserve. Happy to have you all here. And tonight's game should be really interesting because, we had Mark Stone on the ice again at warm-up. However, I don't know if he's playing. And I don't think we're all going to really know because you know how John Tortorella loves the media so much. I don't know if we're actually going to know until we know, which is when they take the ice. That said, that's two major pieces gone for each team. And I'm wondering what Colorado does tonight to adjust. You obviously saw the Nathan MacKinnon clip that went viral. Execution. And then Mark Masters asks him a really nice question. And then he's like, I think I just said execution 5 times. I'm not going to lie. I love me some Mark Masters. He's one of the nicest, kindest people you could ever meet. If you ever meet Mark Masters on the street, absolutely go up and say hi to him. But Nathan MacKinnon, I respect the quote. And the reason I respect the quote is the man is never happy unless he's winning. And I need more people like that on the Toronto Maple Leafs because, again, it always comes back to us. Now, I hope you guys are having a good one. Oh, we got some super chats. Oh, Wes Richard, Daddy Wes, dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Let's go, Wes. Sports Talk Chud, if the Knights win, it's over, especially without Makar. I don't know if I believe that. I don't think that's necessarily true. Blue White Flame, shout out to producer Drew for his tweet being read on the TNT panel after game 1. We did see that, yeah. But now, Drew, it's time for game 2. Go Knights, go. Listen, you're only as good as your last game. In media, you're only as good as your last show. In Drew's case, you're only as good as your last tweet. So, Drew, can you get back on there? We'll see. Freak 811, Adam, and my man Hayden. Gripper Nation tonight. Let's go Knights. Forget Drew and his abs. Well, kind of have to be on both sides of it. Hayden, do you have a dog in this fight in the series? Hayden is just anti-Carter Hart, he says. That's about it. That's all he's got. Yeah, so Hayden, that's all he's got because you know what? We still have to recover from the series that broke his heart. Minnesota, Brodin, Eriksson Ek, not in the lineup. What could have been? Chocolate covered sushi says, I prefer Wedgwood for furniture, but Blackwood for cabinets looks nice. I love that. Matthew says, Habs for Canada. Blue White Flame, Draisaitl gets pissy, MacKinnon gets pissed. Very true. A very, very good point. And Freak 811, Hayden, I feel that Carter Hart's the worst. Joe says, team, please, not Vegas. Listen, a couple of, I think it was last week, and I forget who set it off. Somebody said, I think it was during the Minnesota Colorado series, and somebody, and I forget your name if you're here tonight, said, oh, what's with the Vegas hate in the chat tonight? I was like, oh, are we hating on Vegas? We're not hating on Vegas. And then a whole bunch of people said, well, I hate Vegas. And then it was like 30 people in a row were like, actually, but I hate Vegas, and I hate Vegas. Hey, I hate Vegas too. So, yeah, they were even tagging their cities like hate from Ottawa, hate from Miami, hate from Chicago. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, I think Vegas they're the villains of the series. They're the villains of the playoffs, and I think they're embracing that role. And as much as I think it was silly of them to lose a second-round pick, I do think that they did that on purpose, which is like, we win and screw the media, and it's us against the world. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Mitch Marner's rolling up to the podium during that media avail in a silk blue shirt with a matching Rolex Daytona, which are, by the way, $150,000 American. So I was like, we're putting out the vibes here that we're kind of cool and you're not kind of cool. You know what I mean? It's the way it is. Now, listen, Mitch makes enough money that who cares? Go spend your money the way you want to. I'm just saying. Aussie Avs fans, hey, I'm hating Vegas from Melbourne. You know what, though? Everybody's got to have, like every fan base is a villain at some point, right? Like as a Leaf fan, we have been the villains at some point. We weren't good enough to sustain it. Sometimes you got to embrace that role. Like Panthers fans embraced that role. They were like, everybody was mad at the Panthers. Oh, I don't like the way they play. They missed that call. It's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Panthers fans were like, man, too bad. Get better. Get good. Big Ron says, nothing wrong with a nice $100 Timex. Nothing wrong with that. One of my favorite watches that I wear is my $97 Casio. And I've had it for 3 or 4 years, and it's never stopped working. I haven't even had to change the battery. It's beautiful. You'll see it on my wrist from time to time. It's a gold color, but I promise you, it's a Casio. That ain't gold, baby. That's like a plastic polymer thing. Anyway, yeah, Detroit fan of Montreal. Skill issue. Exactly. That's exactly what they say. Now, Hayden, can you do me a favor? I need you to put something on the screen for 2 seconds because I walked into the studio today and it was a perfect 17 degrees Celsius. But Maddie, Jesse, and Steve said that was too much. It was too cold. And then they turned on the heat, and it is really hot in here, and I forgot to put the air conditioning on. Can I go do that very quickly? Because I'm going to boil. I'm going to be sweaty ears. Can we do that? All right, 1 sec. Hayden's going to put some stats on. I'm going to put the AC on. Give me a sec. Vegas getting the boos from the Denver faithful, by the way. So here's what I do. I like to put the studio temperature at a nice 17 degrees. But here's the thing. This building that we're in is actually over 100 years old. So we did buy an old building here. And it's got hot pockets, and then it's got cold pockets. And it's at 45, it has 45 bathrooms. It does have 45 bathrooms, but there's parts of this building that you're like, whoa, there's some insulation. Then there's other parts you're like, Beer Can Howie says, what's with all the Vegas hate? I think it was Howie. That said that, and then it set it all off. Geez, have a heart. Meme Empress, kitty pets aren't in the playoffs, Adam. That automatically means Vegas is catching the fade by default. Yeah, that's fair. The kitty pets. I like that you called them that. 17 degrees. By the way, what is 17 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? I'm going to look this up. 17 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. That is 62.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you guys handle that in your houses? I like to sleep at that temperature too. My wife refuses, but I like a cold, like a nice ice cold room, you know? Giggling Cat. Yes, I represent all cats, fan. There's an art to being a villain without being an asshat. Don't deny what Bennett does, and that the game would be better if they stopped. But until they do, that's funny. Yeah, we can get a 9-second pause off the hot. The Hayden guys, I want to make sure that we're all in this together. So Hayden and I have got to, as soon as the face off is dropped, we're going to pause it, 9 seconds. And then we're going to kind of unite on the stream. And then the clock will line up, and then we'll be all good to go. That's Bad TV says, I like to sleep at 12 to 15 degrees. Jake says, the house is set to 69 and the heat to 70 in Fahrenheit. No, 69. I know what's going on at your house. Freak 811. I prefer 24 degrees Celsius. That's 75 Fahrenheit in the US. 24, man. That's a hot summer day here in Toronto. Are you kidding me? 24. Music Theory Wizard says, keep it cold because cold is funny. Being hot is not funny. Yeah. Can I tell you something? A little trick we used to use for interviews too. So when I was back in the day, when I was working for Virgin Radio the first time, I was 21 and I was doing the evening show. And I had 2 interviews in a day. I had Bruno Mars coming in, and Bruno Mars was a brand new artist at this time. Like, nobody really cared. And I also got Down with Webster, which is a really good Canadian band. Really, really nice guys. And, yeah, the game's going. Don't worry. The anthem's on. That's what I have. Oh, are you at the game? Oh, my God. The game already started. I was at the anthem. All right, well, damn it. Damn it. I had no idea. All right, well, you know what? No, I wasn't just going to talk through the opening face-off. I had no idea. All right, well, you know what? Screw it. Anyway, I'll tell you that story at commercial break if I remember to. But I got a good Bruno Mars story for you. 1848. Hayden, on the next face-off, we'll do the pause. Okay, buddy? Captain Snack Bars, Colorado, I don't mind the team at all. I am a Stan Kroenke hater. The guy ruined my childhood as a St. Louis Rams fan. Yes, I think Jesse Blake was a Rams fan as well. Shot! Ooh, close. Brandon Saad had Wedgwood kind of covered through traffic. Wedgwood was able to see it. Saad leaves it at the point. Coughlin, who scored the goal last time. Okay, we're going to get a face-off here, Hayden. So we will, as soon as they're about to drop the puck, I am going to. Oh, there's a baby behind there's a baby behind the goalie who is eating a carrot stick and a cracker, and he looks like he is thrilled. And God bless the parents for bringing him, because I think that would be pretty intense, that experience, especially when those goals go in. Those babies are for sure crying. Doug Lee fan. I'm not saying sweep. However, does being a Vegas fan affect winning an SDPN prize? Okay, here we go. I'm going to pause. Hang on, Doug. I'll get to your pause. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here we go. Face off. Doug Lee fan said, does being a Vegas fan affect winning an SDPN prize in today's giveaway? Go Gripper Nation, love to all. Doug, not at all. You can be a fan of any team. You can win the prize. It's up to you. Freak811 says, I live in Texas. It was 37.8 degrees today. Oh, my God. Heaven. See, I love it warm on the outside, cool on the inside. Avs bringing this puck up through center. Shot into the Vegas zone. Avs are going to have to forecheck a little better than the last game. Not only, I think Natchez just had his worst game. The worst game I've ever seen him play in terms of like his passing and stuff. The Avs are really going to have to be first on the puck. Vegas is, whenever the Avs did decide to dump it in, which was not nearly enough, Vegas were all over them on the puck carrying. They would pin them against the boards and make things happen that probably shouldn't. Taze dropping it for Natchez. Let's see what Natchez does today. Across the ice, tried to find McKinnon through the air. McKinnon with the puck in the corner. Tries to get it to Natchez. Gets it out front to Landeskog. And that puck is blocked by Jack Eichel. Great play by the Avs and a great key block by Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights. There's only been the one shot in the game by Vegas. Denver fans are thrilled. It's a good start. Signs of life. All right, let's get to this super chat here that I missed. Hang on. Michaela says, or no, Michael, not Michaela. Michael, be honest. Y'all are missing the Florida teams when the whistle blows and there's no scrums. It's true. It's been a very scrumless postseason, which is weird. Every time I played, or the Leafs played the Lightning and the Florida Panthers, it was scrums after every whistle. I don't know. Tampa stopped doing that too. I don't understand that. I mean, it was a tough series against Montreal, but ever since Tampa went out, it's like nobody's doing anything. Natalie Drake says, I do an outdoor sport where I get to dress up like the founding fathers. I hate the heat. Perfect weather is 19 Celsius. Spoken like a true Canadian, Natalie Drake. 16:31 to go in the first period. Shot for the point. That one got through. Rebound. Brock Nelson not able to carry that enough and get the shot. That shot, by the way, by Brent Burns, who has got to have a better game too. Marner with a great pass. Marner in all alone. What a deke! And a great save by Wedgwood. Wow. Marner got away in a hurry. Shea Theodore played the give and go perfectly there. Giggling Cat says, Google says it's 28 degrees outside Celsius and 23 in my house. See, that would still be too hot for me. 28 outside is beautiful, though. Kadri gets the turnover in the Golden Knights zone. It hits a skate, goes out to center. It's Devon Taze. Taze to Kadri. Kadri to Taze. Puck given away. Thomas Hertl. Coughlin. Shot. That looked a lot like the goal he scored earlier. Oh, and Thomas Hertl almost had Wedgwood beat. Didn't know where the puck was. Saw it out front. Oh, and they're jamming away at it. No whistle. And Wedgwood picks up the puck and just gives it a little toss. Kadri getting into it. Oh, you know what? Vegas had looked pretty damn dangerous in the first few minutes here. This is probably not the start Colorado wanted. Here's the thing. Without Makar in the lineup, boy, the Avs defense looks slow. It's amazing the difference somebody that great can make in a lineup. And I know that's like, oh, wow, hot take. Adam, great player, makes big difference. But it is amazing. Like, this is an amazing hockey team the Avs have. And without him in the lineup, they just look slow. And especially guys like Brent Burns, like really exposed. Hayden says, imagine Minnesota without Hughes. Well, you still had Faber, though. He's not Hughes. But, yeah, it's just crazy. Now, Sports Talk Chud, my Bruins are hated. Bolts, Panthers, Knights, all hated. All of them have got to the Final Four or the finals over the past decade. Maybe the Leafs need to be more hateable. I don't know if it's possible for the Leafs to be. See, maybe it's the Leafs aren't hateable; they're laughed at. Are the Leafs? Are the players hateable, or is it just you guys get annoyed with the fan? Yeah, they're not hateable. It's sad, says Hayden, and I think that's right. Anime Cowboy, live in San Diego, where it is always 76 degrees. And as a Vegas fan, I'm so used to catching hate from all angles. So it's always 24 degrees Celsius, 76 Fahrenheit. I think that's, honestly, from what I hear about San Diego, it's probably like the most perfect place to live in the world because you're in California. You can go to mountains to go skiing. You can, you got a good professional sports teams nearby. You've got beaches. You've got good work. Like, I don't know. San Diego is pretty great. Shawzy Boy says, is Makar playing? He is not. He was ruled out earlier today. Mark Stone also not playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. And again, oh, the Knights, man. They are just picking Colorado's defense apart. And honestly, the Colorado forwards have not gotten a lot done outside of this McKinnon line, which had a couple of missed opportunities the last time they were out. McKinnon tries to get the puck to the point. It's intercepted and flipped out into the Colorado zone. There's going to be changes on both sides here. Linton says, Adam, this is San Diego goals erasure. I said good professional sports teams nearby. What? What do you mean? I mean, they used to have the Chargers. It's sad the Chargers left. I used to be a big LaDainian Tomlinson guy. But I feel like San Diego deserves some more, right? He's got the Padres, but I feel like, the goals are good. What else we got? We need to get some NFL football back in San Diego. Mike Batista says Kadri is overrated. Ooh, Michael. You're saying that with a bunch of Avs fans in the chat and a bunch of Leaf fans who still love Nazem Kadri? Michael. Chris Bro said, I love the Broncos dominating San Diego. Doug Leaf fan says, I've entered the contest and nope, and hope no one else does. By the way, so we were talking, I was going to tell you that little story about radio before before I realized that the game had already flipped and started. Thank you, Bell, for being several minutes behind. So the reason I tell you that is I had Bruno Mars in the morning and I had Down with Webster in the afternoon. And in the morning, the studio was cold and there was no chairs in it. So Bruno Mars came in, gave me a great interview. He was standing up or whatever. In the afternoon, Down with Webster came in and we gave them these two big, plushy, comfy chairs to sit in. And they just kind of laid back and you could tell that they were like super relaxed, which normally is a good thing. But they just became really slow with their answers. And I think it was because they were exhausted. But the thing is, you bring somebody into the studio, do not give them a comfortable chair. Give them a moderately comfortable chair, but not like a lazy boy. Do not make that temperature very hot. Make it cold because it keeps them up, firing, on their feet. You know what I mean? Chris Bro says, why doesn't Canada have an NFL team? No interest? I think the NFL has no interest in Canada. I think that they tried to bring the Bills to Toronto 10 years ago. Maple Leaf Sports wanted to buy them, and then Terry Pagula bought them. And I don't think the NFL has any interest in expansion right now. I think TV rights has a lot to do with that because if you look at the NBA, you look at the MLB, the TV rights are different from – it's one team in one country, and then 30 or 31 in another. And so there are some questions about how that would do. But if you look at the Blue Jays and you look at how much money they generate, and you look at the Raptors and how much money they generate, because they have no competition in this country, you've got a fan base potentially of like 40 million, which is bigger than the New York teams, right? So I think the NFL would work. It would work here. Oh, yes. The NFL does have rules about an individual owning the team. They won't let private money or like private equity own teams and stuff. And essentially what it means is that like you need somebody who's got like $10 billion that they're ready to just drop, right? Because you're going to pay an expansion fee of like $5 billion. It's going to cost you that to build a stadium somewhere in Toronto, at least. I would say $3 or $4 billion to. I'm not even kidding. Like you have to buy the land, build it. Like it's crazy. So the time to build the dedicated football stadium was probably 10 or 15 years ago. I guess you could find spots to do it now, but anyway, I think it could work, and I think it would work well. It's just there's only like 150, 160 people in the entire world with that kind of money. So it's not like a big pool of people, and a couple of them are from Toronto, but just not happening yet, you know? Hayden thinks there'll be a team in England before there'll be a team in Canada. I could see that. Yeah, I think they're more interested in the European market, interestingly. Michael says they allow private equity in, but not majority. NHL does that too. I think it's like private equity can own up to like 5 or 10% of an NHL team, but otherwise it has to be individual owners. And I know that the MLB doesn't even like that. It's not Ed Rogers that owns the Blue Jays. It's Rogers Communications that owns the Blue Jays, and they don't like that. So what'll eventually happen is Ed is going to spin that off of the Rogers group, and then he's going to merge that with the Leafs and the Raptors. And I think they're going to probably put Sportsnet in there too, and then it'll just be an all sports property company. That's probably what it'll be. Puck is down in the Golden Knights zone. Natushka trying to do something, but Vegas are just dominating this, man. Shots are already 7-2. Avs look slow. They look a little tired. Vegas look amped up. Crash Test Fetus, NFL team in Quebec City for the memes. Man, Quebec City, unfortunately, is just not big enough for even the NHL would be a real struggle there. Oh, here we go. Malinsky with the shot, and that is blocked. Man, they block everything on the Golden Knights, man. It's crazy. Matherman says, Adam, it's a Montreal-Vegas final. Who do you cheer for, Montreal, Vegas, or the Meteor? I cheer for, especially given how our country has been treated lately, I am cheering for Canadian fans to have a good time. I'm not cheering for the Montreal Canadiens, respectfully. Not in a mean way, but I'm not going to cheer for the Montreal Canadiens. But if there are Canadian people having a good time anywhere in this country, I will be happy for them. How's that sound? McKinnon with a shot. Oh, good save by Carter Hart there. That's his first real test of the game. Somebody said the Toronto 6-7s. I like, oh no. Dorofeyev just kind of embarrassed the Colorado Avalanche player there. Natchez through center, dumps it in, changes. We're 9 minutes into this game. I am needing to see signs of life from the Colorado Avalanche. I'm not seeing it now. Oh, O'Connor over it. O'Connor with the puck shot. Oh, man. Carter Hart came out to play it. O'Connor was knocked off the puck. Oh, now we got some scrums. Now we got some fighting, Hayden. Finally. Some life. We need, you know what? Whoever said it earlier, we do need some scrub. Whoever was the Florida Panthers fan that came in here and said, you missed the bullshit, though. Listen, if it's happening to my team, I don't listen. But I do kind of miss watching it. It was interesting. It did always make things fun. It's a now seeing it. Okay, O'Connor gets bumped off the puck. The puck goes in. Hart goes out to play it. The puck gets away from him and goes exactly back to O'Connor, who had a slight opening, a little bit of sunshine there, but not enough. Hart has allowed 2 goals or fewer in 7 of his last games. You're going to win. You're going to win cups when you got goaltending like that. Again, I come back to this. Nobody, like, it's. I know it's so boring to talk about, but Vegas clears rebounds, man. They clear rebounds. Killer says, does producer Drew stream if the Avs make the final? No. Steve will do the Stanley Cup Finals, no matter who's in there. Lutini says, respectfully, as a Habs fan, I would cheer for the Leafs if they got far and if they were the only Canadian team. Well, you don't have to worry about making that decision. You're not going to have to worry about that for a while. Listen, I'm not cheering against the Habs. I'm not like, screw the Habs. I am respectfully going, good for you. I'm happy for you. I want you to have a good time, and I want you to win. There's nothing wrong with me saying that. I just can't. There's a line for me in my personal, even if it was Ottawa, there's a line for me where I'm like, I can't bring myself out of that to cheer for, but I'm going to tell you this, like all the Leaf fans out there that are saying, oh, I'd rather someone else. Frankly, I am pro Canada all the way. I'm Captain Red and White right now, Mr. Patriot. So I have zero issues with saying go Canadian team. Just, I can't say I'm rooting for. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's a small thing, but it's a thing. I am so, how about this? You want to make you feel better? I'm so freaking jealous of the Montreal Canadiens. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous. You guys went to a Western Conference final 5 years ago. You rebuilt your entire team, and you came back, and now you're better. In 5 years, I got 2 second rounds, and both were against Florida, and they kicked their asses. What's that, Hayden? And they got a prospect pool, too. I know, their prospect pool is amazing. Anyway, for the province of Quebec and everybody else, there are Montreal Canadiens fans everywhere. I saw Canadiens fans all over Toronto yesterday. I'm happy for them. How can you not be? And it's Formula One weekend in Montreal. Like, the Victoire just won. Like, wouldn't it be cool if the Victoire and the Canadiens won? That'd be crazy. Natchez through center, shot blocked by McNabb, hurdle there. Here's the other thing Vegas does really well. They block a shot, and then somebody's always there to collect the shot. Burns fired one just a little bit wide at Carter Hart. Behind the net, it's Landeskog with McKinnon. Back to Natchez. Natchez loses the puck. Can I root for individual players on the Montreal Canadiens? I would do that. Like Philip Deneau, who was a guest on Agent Provocateur, just seems like a rad dude. Just a cool person. I can root for that guy. Cool guy. 9:23 left in the first period. Oh, we got a wide open Kadri shot. Oh, I think that hit a stick or something. I hope he didn't miss the net on that. Oh, and Natchez makes the pass to Kadri, jumps his stick, and out they go. Taze. So finally, Colorado in the 11th minute here, getting things going. The Vegas Golden Knights are just the kings of getting the body in front of the net. You could see why this works for Vegas, but you could see why Tortorella's system didn't work for like the 2013 Canucks. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this, but Torts was the coach one season in Vancouver, and he was like trying to get the Sedins to like block shots and stuff and lay down, and everybody's like, what are you doing? Didn't work out well. And then he like screwed up the relationship between Roberto Luongo and the Canucks franchise. It was a disaster, total disaster to hire him. But you could see why it works in Vegas. They have the personnel for this. Nick Waugh is going to take the face-off. We haven't seen him take too many of these throughout the playoffs. This is the third line for the Avalanche. Lehkonen, Nichushkin against Jack Eichel. And Waugh beats him on the draw. Shot from Malinsky at the point. And that puck is saved by Carter Hart into the corner and back down the ice. Vegas quick in transition. Dorofeyev has got 2 abs on him, but he still makes Wedgwood cover up the puck. Andrew says Kadri needs to run Hart with a little Bennett bump. Listen, if Sam Bennett was in this series, Carter Hart would have a concussion. Let's just call it what it is. Beer Can Howie says, I miss Waugh in Vegas. Well, I mean, you got to give something to get something. You did get 8 years of Mitch Marner. And I think you don't mind that. Right? Feel like that worked out. That trade was good for you. Austin Walker says, just twisting the knife with Tort's time with the Canucks. I didn't mean to. Don't make me bring up Mark Messier's time with the Canucks. No, I wouldn't do that. A-Trey says it was like having Mike Keenan all over again. Joe Pipple says, Adam, it's only a few weeks with Torts. Guaranteed a year from now, Torts will have burned bridges in Vegas. Oh, no question. I keep saying it. What do they say with May? It comes in like a lion, out like a lamb. He comes in like a lamb, is out like a lion. Everywhere he goes. And I guess he's not even signed next year, but I have a feeling he'll be back. They're in the Western Conference Final. It would seem silly to replace Torts now. James says next year is the Oilers' year. I think you're not necessarily wrong. I know everybody's down on the Oilers right now, but how many real moves do they have to make? You got to shore up your goaltending, one. You need another puck mover on defense, two. I don't even know that you need to move on from Darnell Nurse. I think you need to stop playing him in the roles you're playing him in. You need to get more depth back there. But do you need to move on from Darnell Nurse? I don't think so. I feel like first off, if Berube is their coach, LOL. I love Craig Berube as a person. He seems like a great guy, but that seems like a really bad fit. If Bruce Cassidy, though, becomes available and you go and you get him, I could see Oilers in the final. I could see that. Absolutely. Mayuki says, I think the Ducks are going to surprise everyone the next few years. Well, I think the surprise was this year. I think next year it's a question of, okay, but can you do it again? And what'll be interesting about the Ducks is, can they have a more consistent regular season? Because I think that throughout the playoffs, you saw over those 2 rounds, they really matured. They learned a lot. The last, March, April, man, they were really flimsy as a team. They got to be better than that. But I do agree with you. I think they're loaded with talent. They can go as far as they want to go. Like that team, just like Montreal, could and should. If everything works out the way it needs to, they should win a cup. Adam, would you trade the Avs third line for the Leafs second line? The Leafs second line is what? Tavares, Cowan, and Nylander for Kadri, or is it Waugh, Lehkonen, and Natushkin? Probably not, just because of the William Nylander factor. Also, we don't know what Cowan's going to be, man. His biggest success was surviving Craig Berube and staying in the lineup. So that's you have to say that about Cowan. He was able to stay in the lineup with Berube. Oh, Theodore, great move, shot, and it gets through traffic, and Wedgwood's able to get it. Fourth line for the Golden Knights, still effective, man. Oh, Kolasar and Manson are going at each other. We're not going to see a fight in these playoffs. Nobody fights this late. Nobody fights this late in the season, do they? Not anymore. But Kolasar and Manson going at it is kind of fun. Those are 2 tough boys. Vented says, Adam, is next year the year the Detroit Red Wings finally make the playoffs? Man, I don't know. Think about it like this. Buffalo, Montreal, Tampa, barring injuries, are basically a lock to be your top 3 in that division. You might be able to, you're going to probably claim one of the wild cards. No guarantees you get 2. Oh, man, Blankenberg's mad at Kolasar. And the fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. And it's getting chippy out there, kids. Golden Knights getting under the Avs skin. They're throwing some bodies. Hang on. I'll answer that question in a second. Shot on the net. Wedgwood drops it behind. Nick Dowd forechecking hard. Devon Tays has got to move here. Dowd's still on him. What a pickup, man. Guy's in his mid-30s. He's playing like he's 22 and fighting for a lineup spot. He's been such an effective fourth liner. Oh, out front, McKinnon tried to find Landeskog. Wasn't able to at the last second. Natchez gets the puck stripped by Eichel. Out comes Barbashev. He's got Dorofeev with him. Barbashev gets it low. Dorofeev and Tays fighting for it. Necas. Malinsky. Puck in. Takes the hit to do so. Landeskog now. Down low is McKinnon again. McKinnon back around to Malinsky at the point. Shot. Actually, that wasn't Malinsky. That was Manson. Malinsky was changing. Yeah, so Detroit. So here's what you got to look at it. Atlantic Division. So Detroit and Toronto are in the same position. Toronto wants to get back in the playoffs. Detroit wants to make the playoffs, okay? You've got Montreal, Tampa, and Buffalo locks. Then you've got the rest of the mushy guys. Toronto, mushy. Detroit, less mushy, but still mushy. Boston, kind of mushy. Right? Smart front office, but kind of mushy. Who else we got in that division? Why am I forgetting this? It's been so long since I thought about this stupid division. Here we go. We got Florida Panthers. Are you telling me the Florida Panthers aren't going to make the playoffs next year? I think they will. You know what I mean? Like, and then the Ottawa Senators, who made the playoffs this year. Like, everybody's good. The Atlantic Division is going to be. Oh, we got a breakaway. It's Marner. Save by Wedgwood. Both saves. He made Marner did a kind of a fake snapshot. Wedgwood gave up a big, fat, juicy rebound, but he was able to stop Marner on the rebound. Oh, yeah. Wedgwood getting it from the crowd in the best way possible. Tons of support. Andrew Doucette says, Avs are the Canes of the West, not physical bums. Anyway, to answer the Detroit question, I just tell me who you don't have in the playoffs. Like, to me, like Ottawa was a 99-point team. Boston was a 100-point team. I don't know. I feel like the Panthers are going to be back in style next year. It's going to be a tough division. So I don't know. Hayden thinks the Red Wings are in need of a full rebuild before they make the playoffs. Somebody is going to quit next year. Somebody's going to go, you know what? Screw it. We're rebuilding. Toronto can't because they're going to lose Matthews. Build around Sider, says Hayden. Turnip Cannon, Adam. I had this thought while I was listening to Nailing the Apex earlier today. Honda is to Aston Martin as Brandon Carlo is to the Leafs. Lots of potential and unrealized. You know what? Turnip Cannon, you're not wrong. Hayden's even laughing in my ear. He's like, you know what? I kind of like that. 4:48 to go in the first period. Denise Campbell is so disappointed with you guys. None of you picked Alex Newhook as the clutch player. Really, unreal L. You know what? We picked him before. I think we were just trying to go out and do something different, you know? Las Vegas, by the way. I know we can only call them Vegas, but Vegas is looking so good in this first period here. Like, it's you know, the Avs are getting shots, but they're not all that dangerous. Marty Necas, for me, is the guy that I'm just shocked he's been completely neutralized. McKinnon McKinnon's the only one creating any offense right now, and it might be enough. And he gets hit, and he gets pinned. He's getting pinned, and he's getting the knee. Coughlin dumps it in. Malinsky to grab that. Oh, Vegas are throwing hits. Every time Colorado touches the puck, Vegas are throwing a hit. Barbashev just tried to lay one on Tays. Tays just got out of the way. Barbashev's a big boy. Drury. Down low. Anderson. Kelly drops a good hit on him. Oh, Barbashev just missed a hit. Makes a great play to Dorofeev. I'm surprised Dorofeev didn't get a slashing call there. He spun around and slammed his stick into the Colorado defenseman there. But, you know, it is game 2 of the third round. 3:17 to go. First period. Oh, we got a wide open guy. Oh. Colton. To Kadri. To the net. Oh, and a shot. Rebound, scores. They get the rebound and they get the goal. And I believe, is that not Ross Colton? Am I wrong? Big goal for the Avalanche, who were completely outplayed in this period. It is Ross Colton, a guy who's been there, done that, baby. Ross Colton with a big goal. This line needed to get something going. It can't all be Nathan McKinnon, and they do. This all starts with a Well, so the first off, they're going to play. Why are they showing the Marner breakaway? I don't care. Show me the play, please. Thank you. So Kadri gets this back to the point. Quick shot on net. It's blocked, but Colton is actually there in the slot. See, it gets blocked, but Colton's there in the slot to make it. And if he hadn't have, O'Connor would have been right there to get the rebound. Oh, and that puck is bouncing, so it goes up quick. You need to get those rebounds, even if it's off a player's skate. That's the only way you're going to beat Carter Hart, it seems. And the Colorado Avalanche strike first despite being outplayed so far in this game. That has got to be a relief for them. Giggling Cat dropping a $20 SDPN chat just to say, goal, baby. What is that? What kind of fruit is that? Is that a pear? Is that a pear doing the dance? I think it is. Yeah, rebounds, man. Rebounds are the only way you're going to beat Carter Hart, and they did it. They freaking did it. Also, Colorado hasn't done a great job of getting the slot shots, so I think they get a few more of those. They're going to get back in this game pretty quick. Tays pinching against Barbashev. Sorry, Hurdle. That's 48, not 49. Shot for the point again. And that is on. But again, nobody there to get the rebound off Carter Hart. 2:25 left to go in the first period. Natchez is able to get the puck turned over at his own blue line, then turns it over to Brandon Saad, avoiding a hit. Eichel with some room to Coughlin. Coughlin, who's all of a sudden become a factor for the Vegas Golden Knights. And he's going to take a shot here. Oh, it was redirected, and there was no chance Wedgwood could have had it. Thankfully, it was like 10 feet wide. Big goal by Ross Colton. And I know there's some Lightning fans in this chat who are well acquainted with the playoff heroics of Ross Colton. I, as a Leaf fan, have been personally injured and deserve compensation because of the things Ross Colton used to do to my team. Just throwing that out there. Chocolate covered sushi. I miss Jesse's Dancing Animal Squad. Well, I know he's going to be doing some Blue Jays streams here too soon. So don't worry, it won't be long. It won't be long. James Cosvert said, Adam, who do you have to win the cup? I had from September, Colorado. I assumed McCarr would be playing, though. I'm not changing my mind, but I had assumed that. That's what I assumed. So I think it's pretty good that they made the Final Four here, but you need them in the finals. Sports Talk Chud says, not ads with 2 minutes left in the period. They have to do 3 ad breaks a period, and there was no, I think there was an icing there. Hayden, Hayden knows this better than I do. Hayden, why is it that they can't do a commercial break on an icing? Is it because you don't want the players to be, you don't want the players getting rest? Got it. Yeah. Meme Empress, you're not getting compensation from us. Ask Drew, LO. We deserve it. Okay. We freaking deserve it. You guys hurt my feelings many times. Imagine we get Habs Vegas instead of Carolina, Colorado. I don't think you have to imagine too hard, man. I mean, all 4 of these teams are great. You know, there isn't, it's funny this year in these conference finals, like some years you're like, yeah, I know this team made the conference finals, but they don't have a hope in hell. Not this year. I'd be shocked if we got either of these series less than 6 games. Shocked. Chris Bro says, I was going to send you money, but I have no idea what my YouTube password is. Well, Chris, we're just happy to have you along, brother. You figure out that YouTube password whenever you need. Hayden says, I hate seeing Jerome Iginla on the most games played without a cup graphic. I know, it sucks. It sucks. Mad says, hey, I saw Mandalorian Grogu, and it was better than I expected. Good. I'm going tomorrow. I just need it to be fun. It doesn't even have to be that good. Just be fun. Be a fun kids movie that in a couple of years I can show my kid. I think she's still too young, grade 1, you know, scary monsters, that sort of thing. But I want to get her into Star Wars. And she's already into Pokemon, which is amazing. Trevor says, hey, your password is password 123. I thought your password was Gripper Nation is the best. IZ the best. Braden McNabb has left the bench, so this could be a big loss for Vegas. Colorado's got to take advantage of that. Limerick dropping 10 SDPN memberships. What's up, Limerick? Thank you so much. So many people getting to try the new VIP episode, which, by the way, dropped this morning and is LOL hilarious. It starts off with a 15-minute conversation about Canada Geese. And listen, you guys might go, that sounds boring. Not on our show. We wouldn't talk about it if it was boring. Oh, giveaway friend! Holy, what are the Avs doing? You cannot do that shit with 90 seconds to go in a period. What was that? Spinorama giveaway in front of your own net? Are you out of your minds? I know they got the first goal, but they still don't feel confident. Oh, Kadri just laid the boom. Woo-hoo! Wow. That was a hit, baby. I didn't even see who that was on. And it was totally clean, but mama, that was a hit. He's trying to get the boys going. He helps set up the first goal, and then immediately they trip over each other through center ice, and it's, of course, Nathan MacKinnon, Marty Necas, and Nathan MacKinnon's talking about execution. If I was Marty Necas, I would want to avoid Nathan MacKinnon at first intermission because he might execute me. Oh. Colin Bradbury, what percentage of gifted memberships renew again? I don't know, but it's not 100%. It's 1,000%. No, I don't actually know the numbers on that, but they're pretty high. Because once people try, look at Dorofeyev gets crunched. Woo! Oh my God, that was a good hit. Whoa! 33 seconds to go. Anyway, listen, when people try out VIP, they tend to stick around. That's the key. Chris Bro has figured out his Google password. Apparently, it was password 123. Oh, nice play in by Nathan MacKinnon. By the way, thank you for the super chat, Chris. To the point, Taze. 15 seconds to go. MacKinnon out front. Taze. Burns with a shot. Saved by Carter Hart. Rebound out there. Colorado not able to get to it. Okay, they're starting to get it going a little bit. Vegas has dominated most of this period. But the Colorado Avalanche will go to the first intermission up a goal. Sometimes you got to be lucky. Emo Jalapeno dropping an SDPN membership. Man, that was nuts, man. I want another look on the. I want another look at the Kadri hit. That was crazy. Burns with a good shot. If Burns gets this lower, Lehkonen just slapped at it, and then Hannafin was in the way, and then Rasmus Andersson beat Nathan MacKinnon to the net. Limerick says, I have a strongman truck pull event tomorrow. Oh, my God. Wanted to build my karma with gifting, LOL. Well, listen. Hey, everybody, can we give Limerick a big shout-out and wish Limerick the best? Because, Limerick, you're already a strongman in our eyes. You're already in a strongman competition. You have to be. But we wish you the very, very best. Everybody wish Limerick the very, very best. Good luck. Go lift those tires and slam those. What do you slam the? What is it? They lift the tires and flip them, and then they carry big heavy shit. You guys all that. What else they do? Yeah, the big round stones. Why the big round stones? It's crazy. It is, Scott. Very much. Very, very much. Denise Campbell says we need a movie review. I will give you one on Sunday because I will be back for Game 3. Okay, now hang on one sec. I do want to quickly remind people that we have a giveaway happening right now, and it is a Colorado Avalanche jacket. Now, Hayden, can you throw it up on screen? You have it up there? Can you do that for me? Yeah, okay. So we're going to give this away. It's pretty sick. This is, all you have to do is sign up. Link is in the description. Only 35 entries in the first period. Maybe that's my fault for not mentioning it more, but that is a sick jacket that I, as a Leaf fan, would wear. And I don't know why you haven't signed up for it yet. Remember, you can't be in Quebec, or you can't have a Quebec address. But if you had an Ontario or something else address, maybe you'd be able to sign up. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. And Americans, same thing. Can't do it if you're in America. But if you had a Canadian address, P.O. Box, I don't know. Get creative, man. Now, Hayden says we have a choose our own adventure with the first period clip. So, Hayden, what are we going to do? What do we got? Oh, Scott Wheeler talking about prospects. Love that. Okay, and CJ show. Oh, we got 3 clips. So it could be Scott Wheeler talking about prospects. It could be CJ show talking about Matthews, or it could be, what was it, the last one? Pettersson and Gillis in Vancouver. What do we think, guys? You know what I'm going to do? I know there's Canuck fans in here tonight. We were talking Canucks earlier, and I was twisting the knife about Tortorella. Let's throw the Canucks clip on, because this is really interesting. If you haven't been paying attention, I will see you guys at the beginning of the second intermission.
They continue to be an extraordinarily interesting story in hockey, and I don't think it's getting quite enough play. But there's been a full court press from the organization on what they're going to be. And you heard CJ talk about it on the CJ show on Tuesday, which I highly recommend you listen to, because he talks about the fact that the Sedins are really the only guys with the heft within that group to be able to manage up with this ownership group, who are notoriously difficult, right? That's the report. Everybody knows it. And, having said that, what I'm blown away by is Ryan Johnson talked about at his press conference with the Sedins. We're going to embrace the media more. And that seems to be what they've done times 100. Now, a friend of the show, John Shannon, hosts a podcast on the 100% network, and he's got 100% Canucks. And they had Henrik Sedin on. And when they had him on, they asked him about the obvious question, Elias Pettersson. And the quote is from Henrik, "It's up to him now. We're all here. We've all been here to help him. But in the end, this is a professional sport." I don't know if you could have a more devastating thing said about the way you showed up to camp and the way you've played by a legendary Swedish player you probably grew up loving than that.
One of these, I'll read the book. You know what I mean? I'd love to read the book on Elias Pettersson when his career is all said and done. There are nights, I don't think Canuck fans have been unfair with this player at all. There have been nights where there was a game against the Leafs, because the Canucks played really well defensively against the Leafs, and he was at the forefront of it. He was winning faceoffs. He was blocking shots. And they're like, "Yeah, what a great defensive effort." And I'm like, "You're just describing Philip Deneau."
I remember that.
He makes $11.6 million, which he made because he
scored 100 points.
Was a 100-point player with 100-point potential, and he's never come close to it.
As soon as it was signed, it went away, it seems.
And this is the burden that you're paid for. Is it's not good enough that you're good. It's barely good enough that you're great. That's elite money. You have to be elite.
Will he be there, guys? Is he really going to be there?
Where is he going?
Well, the rumor was Carolina was quite interested in him. And, they would be a team that I would think would take a flyer on that, because you probably get him for free.
Someone's going to get him for dirt. But at the end of the day, he still has the cap hit.
Sure. Cap's going up. And if you can let's say you get Pettersson back to, maybe you don't get him back to 100 points. Can you get him back to point a game? If you get him back to point a game, and in 3 years, the cap's hovering around 130 million, which is what it's expected to do, 125, 130 million. That is 7 or 8% of your cap for a second line center. That seems palatable to me.
How do you get him to...
But can you get him to like hockey? I don't know.
This is the thing. Every time I see him talk, I'm like, this dude hates every moment. Just in the arena.
And do you want, the guys that we really love, right? You look at a Crosby, you look at a McKinnon, you look at McDavid, you look at Kucherov, and listen, all these guys have their warts. All these guys have tempers. People called Crosby a whiner for years, still do. People called McKinnon the same. McDavid sometimes runs a little too hot. Draisaitl too. All these guys, they have their thing. But what you cannot deny about those players, Kucherov included in that too, is that there is a driving desire, burning passion to win. And when I don't take it well.
Sports fans don't hang pictures of well-adjusted people on their wall.
And so
they're all driven crazy people.
So is this Pettersson, to that point, Steve, is Pettersson a guy, I don't know if he's ever going to be that, in terms of attitude, but if you actively bring a dark cloud into your dressing room, everybody knows a dark cloud in their world. They've got family member like the Debbie Downer. That's how he's coming across. And that is what's been portrayed about what happened in the dressing room, especially after the JT Miller stuff, whatever happened there. Is that a good idea?
I think it's probably time for everyone to get a fresh start.
Okay.
The JT Miller trade somehow found a way to be bad for both. Maybe the Pettersson trade can be good for both. I could see him doing well in Carolina. I could, in Kotkaniemi, he's going to love Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be involved in the deal. If you're trying to have a culture change here, it can't have him.
So you can't take your real steps forward in this rebuild, and it's going to be 3 to 5 years for Vancouver, right? Montreal is the low end, right? They're 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You do it the right way, it's 3 to 5 years. You can't have Pettersson be a part of that.
I think they're going to give it a try
Again?
for a bit under the Sedins. And I think I know, we all know they're prepared to move on.
Jesse?
I think somebody in the NHL is going to convince themselves that a change of scenery will be good for him.
Will they be
Give
right?
up some assets for him. I'm not sure. Like I don't know if I can make that prediction on if he can turn his career around. The skill is there. Like, you know that he can be that player that he was in 2019 when he won the Calder Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2023, which isn't too long ago, when he put up 102 points and nearly had 40 goals. That player exists in there. And somebody's going to convince themselves that if we diminish his role and we don't make him as important on our team and we give him an easy spot, and if we have a bunch of veterans around him where he doesn't have to have the burden of being any type of leader, like, there's a good player in there and somebody's going to get value for him, I believe.
Like, I'm looking at his top seasons. So he had the 39 goal, 102 point in 80 game season. Okay, let's take that off the table. 34 goals and 89 points. Is that there? Okay, what about 32 goals and 68 points? What about somewhere between there?
Oh, yeah.
You can use that player.
Totally.
He had 15 goals last year. It was minus 30.
That's why the buyout for Pettersson, not too crazy. Things you get in the years where, like, for use like $2 million, $10 million or whatever it is on your actual. But I think, like, you shouldn't now. Somebody can convince themselves that there's a good player there and there's a decent reclamation project.
I think someone already did it. It's Carolina. And who knows? After this series, they might be in a crazy mood.
Yeah.
Call them.
Sakaris and Price, great show out of Vancouver, had Mike Gillis on yesterday, and there's a couple of great quotes from that one. Mm-hmm. The one that stood out to me was the one that kind of played into the Leafs, which is, it's not that I wouldn't do it when it came to taking the Leafs job, but I don't really think that a really well-constructed organization, that guys like me should be on the front lines on a daily basis. Meaning, he suggested that if there's no job like the Shanahan job where I'm mentoring the younger GM, I don't think that I'm at the age, which is surprising. I think he's 67, where I should be doing this every day, which, man, a lot of Canucks fans are like, hey, Jimmy Rutherford, maybe should have taken a page out of that book.
I think that's valid and that's clever. He's a clever guy.
Because the rumor was that Gillis was nearly offered the job and he pulled himself out of the process.
I have heard that.
Gillis?
Yeah.
I don't believe that to be true at all.
Okay.
No?
You don't
Okay.
believe that to be true?
Not based on
Because I believe that's where the framing comes on his answer there.
So,
that, like, I turned it down at some point in the interview process where I was coming down the last wire, and I didn't believe that I could do the job.
I have a bone to pick with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell us.
No. We'll get to the quote.
Well, that was the quote.
He's just
No. He had a quote about erroneous reporting.
Oh, he said that the reporting was bad on. Yeah, I mean, just paraphrase it. He said the reporting was not always accurate in Toronto. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, reporting is never 100% accurate.
No,
but
what
I don't think the reporting was quite that far off.
What I resent is seeing the response being like, well, that's that. I take you at 100% your word, Mike Gillis.
Because you would have no reason to fudge the truth.
Guys, grow up. Like, get some media literacy. What are we doing? Mike is a brilliant guy. I think he would have been a great hockey executive here. I think he would have done a good job here. He is an extraordinarily leaky ship. And turned down the job? No.
I don't think he's necessarily. Well, here's what I think. I think he wanted the structure to be one way. I think the Leafs wanted it to be another. That's what I think.
Right. And that's fair. And like, good.
And then he didn't see himself fitting into that.
Yeah, good for him. He's free as a bird. He's free as a bird, right? Like, he doesn't have to take any job he's not 100% on board with. But him framing it like, well, then no, thank you.
I think that's what happened. I think that he said to them, well, I feel like this is the role I'm comfortable with. I don't want to be the frontline general manager every day. And,
I
they were
believe,
like, well, that's what we're hiring for because we're bringing Sundin in.
What I believe happened is he was going for one job.
Mm-hmm.
They went with Chayka and said, okay, what about this job? And I don't know what that job is. But after the Leafs went with Chayka, they're like, now would you like this? And he said no.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I think he's telling a half truth.
Well, one of the things that the Leafs should look into, guys, is an advisory committee like the way the Panthers do. And that would require spending money, which, Rogers is broke, so they can't. I'm kidding. But they are writing Larry Tannenbaum like a $3 billion or $2.7 billion check here in the next 30 days. And they corporately have a lot of debt. They're going to be able to service that debt. It won't be a problem, but they are going to have to get through the next 4 or 5 years servicing that debt. Because remember, there was the Shaw acquisition. Mm-hmm. There's Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. There's been a lot of buying. And at a certain point, the bill comes due and you've got to be careful with that. Hence the cutting of jobs. And that's not just Maple Leaf Sports. That's everywhere across Rogers. And so, keep the stock price up. You got to look like you're managing your debt, which they are. And I think it's unfortunate. But when you look at some of the names that Florida has on that advisory panel, two of the names that stand out to me, Paul Fenton, who was objectively insane as a general manager, but has had some success. He was an insane quote. I miss Paul Fenton quotes. They were crazy. He called Matt Zuccarello like a lizard or something like that. He sticks his tongue out and grabs the puck. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And Dale Talon, who built the Chicago Blackhawks, built them. Was not there for the Cups, built them. Put that core together. Do you think it's any sort of joke or why do you think Bill Zito's front office is so effective? He's surrounded himself by effective people. I think, it's great that it's Sundin and Chayka. I want them to win. I'm dying for them to win. I want Matt Sundin to go down as the greatest player exec in Toronto history.
I would love that.
I would die for that. It helps to have some people in the room like Mike Gillis who can contribute to that. And Mike said if Vancouver called him, he would do that role for them. He would consult for them.
I think the Leafs would be in a better spot if Mike Gillis was involved. But I don't believe him when he says he turned down the job. I do believe him when he says he turned down a job.
There you go.
And there's a difference.
Right. And sorry, I didn't know that there was contention around like the way he spoke about it or the
Yeah, that didn't bother me either. That was I think that was mostly Steve thing. Steve was fighting.
No, that was just me.
Steve just reached over and said, "Jesse, God damn it."
All right, getting ready, getting back. Listen, I hope that you guys, I hope you signed up. I hope you took my advice and signed up for that Colorado Avalanche windbreaker jacket, whatever. Like everybody, it's on the screen right now. I hope that's literally in our basement. That's where it's being held. And by the way, our basement is clean, dust free, and very, very well taken care of, and also nice and cool. So your product is very well taken care of. If you have not signed up for this yet, and you're outside of Quebec and you're Canadian, and unfortunately, if you're an American, you can't sign up for this either. You should take advantage of that. You should get in on that. That's a nice looking jacket. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Our Bruce dropping an SDPN membership. Hey, Ellie on Freak. Anyway, Ellie, you're now a VIP because of our Bruce. You should say thank you. Mom needs help, says Drew stole it. Drew wouldn't dare. because Drew's never in the office. Drew lives far away from the office. So does Hayden, actually. So we rarely have these guys in. We will have everybody in for draft day and free agency. But those are it's sad because we actually have a great team here and we're rarely ever together, which is always kind of a bummer. Kay Barry says, as an Avs fan in Florida, I'm heartbroken. I can't try to win that jacket. Well, you can try to win it if you knew somebody with a Canadian address. If you knew somebody with a Canadian address, as long as what we don't know won't hurt us. You got it. That's what you got to have. That's what you got to have. And you're going to have to be able to have them like sign up their names, not yours. But then you could win it. Sports Talk Chud says we need an SDPN summit. Usually those are trade deadline day and free agency day. We do have a summer party too that we do. Hayden comes down for that, right, Hayden? Hayden's going to be there, he says. It's always fun. Sometimes you get the team together. I'm like, wow, there's more people here that work here than I thought. Just no one's ever in the office. All right, here we go. And Landeskog wins the face-off draw, and we're back. Avalanche soundly outplayed for most of that period, but they started to kind of get it going in the late minutes, and they were able to score. It was Ross Colton. He needed some good depth scoring, I think. Nathan McKinnon, for most of that period, was the only thing getting anything going for the Avs. The Vegas Golden Knights just looked dangerous. At some point, the Golden Knights are going to score here. It's not long. Now, McNabb, they're showing McNabb what happened here. He hit Malinsky, and then he hit somebody else, and I think he got hurt. Oh, his left leg got kind of chopped, I think. So I don't think he's back yet. So that's bad for Vegas. That's a huge loss. Braden McNabb's been very, very good for them. 19:33 left to go in the second period shot. Oh, that was great, but it was blocked. William Karlsson almost let one fly. Sam Malinsky, 2-on-1. He's got Landeskog with him. Landeskog got the shot on the net. Nobody there for the rebound. Good save by Carter Hart. He's been pretty damn good this game, as he's been pretty damn good. 7 of the last 8 games, they told us on Sportsnet, he has led in 2 goals or less. 7 of the last 8. You're going to win a lot of games when your goalie's giving you performances like that. Nichushkin down low. Nelson. Puck stripped. Nelson trying to fight Karlsson for it. Marner gets it up to Burns, who turns it back, and then it's back into the Av zone. Burns. Oh, what a pass by Burns. Nichushkin with a shot. Good save by Carter Hart. Again, nobody there for the rebound. What did we learn when Ross Colton scored? It was a rebound off a skate. Barbashev gets tripped up, and Marty Necas is going to the penalty box, and he's not thrilled. Listen, I've seen Marty Necas play a lot of great hockey this year. He sold the shit out of that. He sold that like a used car salesman. That was the cheapest suit I've ever seen. But Marty Necas, I mean, the ref bid on it, and Marty Necas is pissed about it. And let me just say this. I'm going to say this. Marty Necas has not had a good series so far. Not been good. Butcher says, I would love to know your thoughts on the enhanced games. I don't know what you mean. What are the enhanced games? I have no thoughts on them. I don't know what they are. Oh, so it's the Olympics, but they let people dope as much as they want? Is that what that is? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Good for Barbashev, by the way. That was the right call to. So they're giving him a slashing. I would have thought it would be like a tripping. What do I think? I think it was only a matter of time before somebody tried it. I just think if, here's what we know about steroids. They kill you young. So maybe it creates a great entertainment experience, but the reason that we are anti-steroids is because it's objectively they're bad for you. And if you think, by the way, why was it a slashing call? That should have been tripping. If you think I'm wrong, it's a 4-minute penalty. No, slashing and trip. Oh my God. I can't believe they did that. They never do that. They never do that. And they're concurrent? Sorry, they're consecutive, I mean? Same play, same player, it's consecutive. So if it was two different players, it would have been a 5-on-3, but same play, same player, it's consecutive. Wow. Wow. Listen, you can debate whether or not, I think one penalty should have been called there, not two. That's insane. But Natchez is having a bad freaking series and probably needs to take a seat. And then now Marner gets a high stick to the face and then a slash to the back of the legs because somebody's pissed about the fact that he's selling it. And Eichel's going to the box now. And Marner tried to sell a call there, I think. Oh, yeah. No. He didn't have to sell the call. That was real. He did get hit. But it was like Lehkonen got interfered with by Eichel. And that was what created the high stick. So now it's 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. So the referee cleaned up his own error. Eichel did interfere, though. That's a straight-up call. You know what? It should just be 4-on-4. Natchez should have gone for 2, Eichel for 2. What are we doing with the consecutive calls here? Like, immediate makeup calls here, guys. Refs are embarrassing themselves in this moment. Let's be honest. Just embarrassing shit from these guys. Yeah, Hayden, please, let's find out who the refs are. That's so fucking embarrassing. Like, as a person without a dog in this fight, what an embarrassment. What an embarrassing way to start the second period for these refs. So inconsistent. That's outrageous. Oh, Graham Skilleter. Yeah. That's a name. I don't know Chris Rooney that well, but Graham Skilleter I'm well aware of. Yeah. Kadri breaks free, shot, and that puck goes wide. Malinsky at the point. Malinsky. Down low to Kadri. Both teams should be pissed off right now, by the way. Malinsky's got wide open. Carter Hart, and he redirects that into the boards. McKinnon against Anderson here. And McKinnon gets around Anderson, gets the puck to Kadri, over to Malinsky. And Brett Kulak's able to keep it in. Colorado with some great pressure here, 4-on-4. Kadri out front. Shot! And it just goes wide. McKinnon had Carter Hart beat, but could not put the puck on the net. Brent Burns to Kulak. Now it's Natushkin with a shot, and that's wide. Again, McKinnon talked about execution. You can't be missing shots like what we just saw there. Colorado missed a lot of shots last game. Giggling Cat says, enhanced sport. I think, you know what? We'll get back to that super chat in a minute, just because it's 4-on-4 right now. Out front. Oh, good save. Wow. 30 seconds to go in 4-on-4, and then Vegas will have a penalty, a power play for a little bit here. I think maybe 90 seconds. I don't even remember. Oh, here we go. Coughlin. Giggling Cat says, inconsistency in my NHL? Buddy, Vegas, I feel like Vegas should have, the Eichel call is a call, and the Natchez call is a call, but like, double call on Natchez, the Eichel call is oddly timed. Let's be honest about this. Referees being dumb. TJ with so much anger in the chat. Saying you don't have a dog in this fight is a lie, Adam. You, Steve, and Jesse clearly have a vendetta against Vegas. Listen, I hate to tell you this. The entire world doesn't like Vegas, but I don't really care if they win the cup. It's not going to change my world. Not liking Vegas and not having a dog in the fight are mutually exclusive. Vegas has made themselves the enemy. 37 seconds to go. And I think they like the role, by the way. They like it. They relish this. And when they win the cup this year, they're going to be like, everybody hated us. And everybody's going to be like, yeah, we all hated you. It's true. It's true. Link C says, Vegas are the Patriots of the NHL. Yeah, they are. They're vicious, man. But you know what? They win. They win. 9 years in this league, and they've made the Western Conference Final 5 times. That's a pretty damn good organization in my books. Oh, 2 seconds to go, and that abbreviated penalty for Vegas. What a bizarre way to start the second period. Avs fans are loving this. Vegas fans feel a bit cheated. Welcome to the playoffs. Denise Campbell. But Adam, what's that officials love? That's what officials love. Butcher 705, it's Carrie Fraser reffing. I don't even know if it's that. It's like Wes McCauley reffing. Hayden says, I feel bad for Carrie Fraser because he feels bad. Well, he did miss the call. And it happened in front of him. And I think he made the decision not to call it. And I think he's regretted it. And he should. He screwed up Brent Burns off the side of the net. He screwed up a Toronto-Montreal Stanley Cup final. Like, well done, dude. Sorry, you're going to have to live with that. You do. That's the job. Blankenburg in. Oh, and that's turned aside by another body. Vegas just continues to block shots. Just monsters on defense here. Torts could not have been a better fit for these guys. Like, I know Cassidy won them a cup. Phenomenal coach. It just wasn't working anymore. And Torts has transformed these guys. And man, is it working. It's crazy. Eichel with a shot there. And I'm looking at the... Oh, wow. Okay. I know I've got to get to Giggling Cat super chat here about the enhanced sport. She said, I think people have the right to be young and dumb, but that doesn't mean our society should encourage themselves for no reason other than entertainment. Yeah, listen, man, like steroids aren't good for you. We all know that. I can't stop you, but I'm not going to watch it. Does that make sense? I just don't care. Beer Can Howie, Knights, Patriots? Do the Knights have 24 cups? The Knights might soon. It might not take them that long, maybe another half century, and they'll win. Like the Knights if they just continue operating this way, they're going to keep winning. And they're like, you know what I like? You know what I kind of respect? I begrudgingly so, and Oilers fans are going to hate this. They're like, yeah, we don't want our head coach actually speaking to a division rival. Either division rival. You know why? Because we hire great head coaches, and Bruce Cassidy's a great head coach, and we don't want to see him 6 times a year in the regular season and then in the playoffs. You gotta hate that a little bit, but you gotta love that a lot. And if I was a fan of Vegas, I would be like, I would die for these guys. So, they get under people's skins. They are, Coughlin did a little bit of the selling of the call there. The ref didn't bite on that one. That was a bit of a sell job there. I don't blame him, but come on. Let's play some hockey. 12:35 to go in the second period. Waugh keeping the puck in. Parker Kelly tried to push Rasmus Anderson off the puck, ended up falling face first into the boards. It was kind of a funny play. Puck around at the blue line. Manson down low, out front. Oh, it went off the side of the net. Kadri's got it. Not a lot of puck support from his line mates there. Like, he can't deke everybody out. That's one thing I think Colorado's not managing really well in the offensive zone. You look at Vegas, every time they have the puck, there's a man right behind in support. Puck goes off. If the puck gets stripped off him, there's always a secondary teammate in helping them. And they're doing that on the offensive side too. No puck support for the Avs. None. 14-14 of the shots, by the way. And puck is thrown out to center, back to Hannafin. I haven't seen anything, by the way, about Braden McNabb coming back on the bench. If you guys see it, point it out in the chat, because I can't catch everything. Carlson behind the net. Anderson is able to redirect that away, tried to get it to Natchez, who missed it. And it's Marner across the blue line. Marner intercepted. Kulak. Puck flipped out to Hannafin. So the Avs are able to flip the puck out, but they're not able to do much else right now. And Carlson's open. Oh, that was close. That was real close. Carlson almost with a beauty chance. Natchez. Blankenburg. Puck shot off the boards. Devon Tays makes a bad pass, and that's going to be icing. Oh, no, it was waved. Oh, I thought I saw the ref with his hand up. I'm wrong. They waved that icing off. Okay. Fair enough. Dowd. Blankenberg tries to take the puck off him. And it's McKinnon with the pass to Manson. Manson can't get the puck back to McKinnon. Or sorry, that was not McKinnon. That's Landeskog. I don't think Nate's going to be happy after this game if this keeps up, guys. His line mates are not helping him out. You know what I would do if I was Bednar? I'd make the adjustment, put Kadri on his line. Kadri's got it going tonight. Here we go. Shot! And that puck by Lehkonen goes into the crowd. Again, Vegas getting sticks and bodies and limbs and heads and teeth and whatever they need in the way to just make sure that puck does not hit Carter Hart. Look, Lehkonen's got time, and Smith just reaches. They block everything. What a pain in the ass, man. Pain in the ass team. Whew. I think Avs fans are a little frustrated. I was talking to Drew in the intermission, and he's like a little testy about how things are going. And they're up 1-0, but he's not happy. Butcher 705. Remember Mark Mageau? Another classic ref. I don't remember. Or Mick Magoo. Mark Mageau. What am I saying? Mick Magoo. Yes, I remember Mick Magoo. And I also remember my favorite linesman of all time. Mick Magoo was a real guy. No, I know it's a Muppet name, but Mick Magoo was like a big ref in the 90s. You know who else was big? I was a kid when this guy was a ref, but there was a very short man who was Mr. Personality and a linesman, and he's one of the only linesmen where I like, you're cool as hell. Ray Scampanello. I'm telling you. That guy, go look up Ray Scampanello. He was one of the last linesmen that did not wear a helmet in the game. So he would go the whole game, no helmet, and he was awesome. And he would always wave to the kids, and I was a kid, and he waved to me once, and I never forgot it. So that's why I love Ray Scampanello. Mick Magoo. Oh, my God. What a ref pull. Mick Magoo. Yeah, so what is Hayden says his parents must have hated him. Mick is the short form for what? Is it Michael? Mick Magoo is a good hockey name. Aliette says, Scampy, he was a legend. Yeah, Ray Scampanello. People do know Ray Scampanello in the chat. Good, I'm not the only old one. I'm 38 and I feel old, man. Come on. All right. Nick Waugh taking the face-off against Tomas Hertl. Some veterans, former teammates, and Nick Waugh is able to at least get Kadri the puck. They got to get Kadri out there with McKinnon again. Malinsky with the shot. Rebound, well directed actually by Carter Hart, goes right to his own teammate and into the Colorado zone. Go the Avalanche. The Zamboni driver says, does anyone remember the Screech Owls book series? I sure do. I read them. Oh, big hit by Rasmus Andersson. Nowhere near the play, though. And I think it was on Kadri, and I think he's like, yo, dog, what the F? But he's back up. There was some scattered boos around Denver about that, but you know what? Anderson doesn't mind. He got a butt end of the stick to his face last game, so he's probably thinking, you got it coming. Drury through center. Forechecking it in. Shea Theodore on him. Blankenberg pinching. There's Parker Kelly. Cuts back. Josh Anderson. Oh, Blankenberg. Shot. Drury. Back to the point. Some sustained Av pressure here for a change. Manson with a shot and a good save. Carter Hart, man. Carter Hart. This guy. Zamboni driver says, I already got that one. Anime Cowboy. I don't even like baseball, but I do know about Angel Hernandez. Well, listen, I'll tell you this. Angel Hernandez is the worst professional referee of all time. Mark Crawford was the guy in the NBA everybody hated. What was the guy? There was a guy in the NBA that, what was his name? Fred VanVleet called out. He's like, so-and-so had just the worst game. Anyway, you never see that. You never see players in this league do that, but sometimes they want to. And Mark Crawford ejected a player for laughing on the bench. Not Mark Crawford, the hockey guy. Mark Crawford, the basketball guy. Wild. He ejected Tim Duncan for laughing? The gentleman. Literally, Tim Duncan was known as like a gentleman basketball player. That's crazy. And Betsy says it was Ben Taylor. So yeah, Fred Van Vliet set up. He's like, Ben Taylor had the worst game. And it was like, oh my God, I loved that shit. I was like, yeah, you tell him, Freddie. Ugh. Giggling Cat says, I've never heard of the Screech Owls. I feel neglected. So Screech Owls was, from what I can remember of those books, it was like a series of books about this hockey team called the Screech Owls. And like being a teenager, and there's a whole bunch of like teenager type things. Like I remember one of the books, like two guys they were playing hockey together and they're best friends, and then their friendship's a little bit on the rocks because they're playing on different lines and they're not as, it's I'm telling you, it's good. Freak 811. I thought you guys were going to talk about Tim Donaghy. Well, no, that's the guy that just bet on games. Sammy Lidstrom says, my final dream, Avalanche Hurricanes, Battle of the Natural Disasters. It would be fun, but would it be an even bigger natural disaster if neither of them made it? Perhaps. Golden Knights have absorbed 519 hits in these playoffs. Most hits suffered. That is surprising. I guess the Anaheim Ducks do hit a lot. Logan Prescott, the Screech Owls, a memory I forgot I had. Me too. That's a core memory you've just unlocked. I completely forgot it. Oh, puck just bouncing around. Nobody knew where that was going. And it's William Karlsson who comes up with it, as he often does. Man, I love this player so much. McKinnon. Landeskog. And it's going to be Malinsky in a foot race with Hannafin. Hannafin muscles him off the puck, but Malinsky's able to keep it at least down low for a second. Malinsky trying to make something happen. Kicks the puck with his skate to the stick. Malinsky across ice to McKinnon. McKinnon to the point. Shot. And that goes off a leg. Malinsky with a shot. Absorbed by Carter Hart. And there's going to be a face-off. Butcher 705. It was heated rivalry without the kissing. True. Whew. Malinsky needs to be a very, very important player for the Avs. He is the only guy on the Avs defense right now who doesn't look slow. He can move a puck. I was saying to Drew in the intermission, I'm like, yo, listen, the Avs are a great team. You can't have only two puck-moving defensemen, though, if you're going to be the Avs. If Makar goes down, you can't fall to pieces. And they've stayed in this game. Vegas, I think, at times has been the more dominant team, but they've stayed in this game. But Vegas got quick forwards. They're making the Avs defense look slow here. You got to get some speed on the back end, no matter if you win the cup or not this offseason. Oh, bit of a bloody finger there, being taken care of on the bench. John says, what's up, Adam? And what's up, Gripper Nation? What's up, John? Welcome here. We're just looking at the chats. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going for a face-off here. 7:58 to go in the second period. Freak 811, did anyone else read a book series about some kids who answer an ad from a guy and they build a rocket and it turns out the guy is a mushroom from another planet? I have never heard of that, and no, I did not read that. Manson with a shot. It dribbles through, again, off of another Vegas Golden Knight leg, because that's what Vegas does. Natchez. Wow, big hit. Manson, fans love it. Puck is down in the zone. Wedgwood is able to stop that up. Butcher 705 says, who wants to hit up the Scholastic show later? I still get Scholastic order forms for my daughter. Oh, here we go. Smith, 2-on-1 shot. Oh, and it just went over the net. Oh, another big hit by Kadri, this time on Anderson. And a big hit by Brent Burns. Oh, they're getting a little angry out there. Little spice, kids. We want this. We want them to hate each other. Oh, out front. How did that not go in? Kadri had the chance of a lifetime, and Carter Hart stopped a beautiful opportunity. That it was so fast that they didn't even get this on. Smith with the shot. Yeah. Denise Campbell, remember Bruno's and Boots McDonald's Hall books? I love those. And by the way, Thomas Cook Buddy, Thomas. Thanks for all the amazing content. Really appreciate it, SDPN crew. Damn, Thomas. $100 super chat? Thank you. Holy shit, dude. Thank you. We are honored. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I don't even know what to say, but thank you for being here to observe our content. We're just happy you guys all show up. Frankly, we're just thrilled that you're here. Thank you, Thomas. That means a ton to us. Really, I'm touched. Somebody else said, hey, just a little question. You're the same Adam Wylde from Virgin Radio back in the day? Yes, Fred, I am. Same guy. No, there's only there are two Adam Wyldes in the world. The other one is a gay porn star. And no, I'm not kidding. He had the name first, but he spells it differently. I spell it with a Y. He spells it with an I. Nick Waugh and Mitch Marner, who were traded for each other just this past offseason, getting into it. But Brett Howden gets his hand around Waugh. Kadri and Rasmus Anderson have been at each other all game. Fun to watch. Freak 811, The Wonderful Flight to Mushroom Planet. What series of book? I've never heard of that. Peter, Canadian legend Will Sasso says that podcasting, regardless of the number of hosts or their gender, is two dudes shitting around for 90 minutes. Do you agree? Yeah. But like, isn't that the best part of life? Just talking shit for a while, getting together with your friends and having a fun conversation. To me, that was my favorite part of school, was the shit talking. It's the best. I didn't know Will Sasso was Canadian, by the way. I love him. Hayden said he disagrees. He listens to a podcast called Business Wars, and it's definitely not that. You know what? The STP requires a lot of research. I know we get a lot wrong, but we're also talking off the cuff for 2 hours. You're bound to get something wrong. It requires hours of prep every day. Oh, shot on the net. Good save by Carter Hart. Dowd using his stick against the back of Brock Nelson's head. I don't imagine that felt good. Kadri, down low. Out front to Colton. Colton tried to get it out front, and that didn't work. Oh, and I think the Vegas Golden Knights are going back on the power play here. I believe that's going to be Nick Waugh, who was hooking Dowd, and now there's a scrum. Oh, these guys are not having fun with each other right now. Or maybe they're having a lot of fun with each other. That Jennings says $5 in Canadian funny money to hear you say, my name is Adam Wylde and I am jealous of the Montreal Canadiens for probably the 100th time. I'll be saying it 1,000 times, man. I am jealous of the Montreal Canadiens. Freak 811, these books are from the 1950s. They're good. I'll check it out. Looks like, I think Nick Waugh is going to the box. I wonder about if the Avs were able to draw anything back into. Wait, Nick Dowd, wait a second. Wait. Okay, it was on the hands. And then Nick Dowd got high-sticked in the face on his way down. But I don't think the refs are going to call that. So it is going to be a legitimate power play. Not one interrupted by a weird penalty on Vegas. Jackson says, Jack and Annie and the Magic Treehouse was peak elementary reading for me. That was awesome. I don't even remember that. I don't think I read that book. So Hayden loves those books, though, Jackson. And Freak says, Colors in the Dreamweaver's Loom. Again, I don't know these books. Was I robbed? Okay. Denver fans a little pissed off right now. But you know what? They should be pissed off. They're fans. It's not about being unbiased. Theodore keeps the puck in. I think Natushkin thought it was going to go by him, and maybe they get a partial break there. Dorofeyev able to keep the puck down low. Brent Burns behind the net. Gets the puck off Eichel. So why did I say Brent Burns there? It wasn't Brent Burns. It was Josh Manson. Holy moly, Adam. Get your numbers right. 1:35 to go on this power play. Colorado actually out shooting Vegas, but I think Colorado's been back better in the second period. No question. Vegas dominated a good chunk of the third. Or first. Oh, I got to have a coffee. Marner at the top of the circle. Waits. Cycles. Down low to Eichel. To the wow, Theodore shot Jack Drury with a good. Jack Drury looks a little wobbly after that one. That probably hurt. Eichel down low to Marner. Marner out front. Back to Eichel. Eichel's got room. Theodore with a shot, and that's blocked by Jack Drury. This time his stick shatters, and off to the bench he goes. Parker Kelly cuts back, fires the. Parker Kelly should have just got that puck low. He got lucky there. Lehkonen now with Kelly. Lehkonen's going to take a shot, and a good glove save by Carter Hart. Offensive zone faceoff on the penalty kill for the Avalanche. 44 seconds remain on this power play. Jack Drury with a couple of key blocks using some of Vegas's tactics against them. Shea Theodore laid into two massive shots. One went off of Drury's skate. One blew his stick up. Jack Park says, you guys are asking Adam, the kind of neurodivergent who can't remember references he made earlier in the stream, to remember books he might have read 27 years ago. You know, Jeff knows me well, but also I would probably have a better shot at remembering something 27 years ago. I'm that kind of guy who's like, yeah, I completely remember every detail of a book I read when I was 15. Oh, big hit. And then probably forgets what I had for lunch. Anderson to Hannafin. Oh, Hannafin loses the puck. We got a potential break. No, Lehkonen couldn't get there in time. Anderson's able to turn it away. 10 seconds to go. Anderson through center. Man, that guy summed me up pretty good there, Hayden, didn't he? Holy smokes. That's somebody who knows me. Wow. It's like you wrote my biography, dude. I hope my wife doesn't see that. 4:20 left to go in the second period. 4:20, blaze it. 4:15 now. Avs only allowed the one shot on that last power play. Some good body positioning. Puck across Brent Burns. Oh, puck goes over his stick. Kulak to collect. Kulak off the wall. Natchez gets it deep. Nelson. Natushkin. And Theodore gets that puck out. Brent Burns gets it to Natushkin. Avs are changing. It's Natchez to McKinnon. McKinnon down low to Natchez. And they've got Natushkin out there with them. Saad. Josh Manson now has left the bench for the Avalanche. So that's McNabb and Manson. Not on the bench for their respective teams. Landeskog falls. Kadri is out there with McKinnon, notably. It's like Jared Bednar read my mind. Now McKinnon, it's going to be one-on-one with Hannafin. Nathan McKinnon cuts it, shot. Oh, that was sneaky. Carter Hart made a great save. So it's interesting. McKinnon didn't wait to be open on that shot. He made the move and immediately shot the puck. Something the defenseman and I think the goalie probably were not expecting. And that's why he's so good. Out front. Oh, nice try to feather it into Nazem Kadri. Not able to get there. Kadri again. Shot by Malinsky. And that goes wide. Malinsky. He's got two Vegas Golden Knights on him immediately. Vegas's forecheck has been no joke in these series. Parker Kelly. Puck is stripped, but it's down in the Vegas zone. Drury. Puck comes out of the Vegas zone, back in. Brent Burns fires it, but Colorado's got to tag up. Oh, and O'Connor is able to block the clearing attempt along the boards. Vegas are going to try again on the other side this time, and they're able to get it out, but Burns stops it up again, and back into the Vegas zone it goes. Colorado finally seeing some traction in the neutral zone here, and it's Brent Burns pulling the Gandalf, you shall not pass. Kind of fits, too, because he's got a beard and a gigantic staff. Shot. And I am talking about his hockey stick. 1:53 to go in the second period. Carlson to Marner. Marner with a shot. That's blocked. Howden tried to get it over to Carlson. Carlson out-muscling Jack Drury for the puck. Man, he's strong. Anderson at the point. Anderson down low. Marner. And Natchez. Carrying the puck through center. He's got a little bit of room. Natchez. He's got Natushkin with him. Natchez around the net. Natchez out front. And that puck is off a skate. and he's exhausted. Did he draw a penalty there? I think he did. Natchez needed this, man. We needed to see this from this guy. He's been giving away pucks. Oh, Manson threw the hit and then absolutely bonked himself. Look, there's even paint on his visor. And his neck hurts and his lips are bloody. Oof. So he went for the hit and hurt himself. And yeah, there was a slash on Natchez there from Shea Theodore. So one of the best penalty killers for the Vegas Golden Knights is not on the bench. That's Braden McNabb. One of their other great penalty killing defensemen, Shea Theodore, now to the box. Josh Manson, not on the ice for the Colorado Avalanche as they go to the power play. I almost said playoffs. It's time for me to have a coffee, man. Now, let's be honest. Vegas's PK has been unreal. They've been unbelievable. Without McNabb, no Mark Stone, no Shea Theodore because he's in the box, this is an opportunity Colorado has to take advantage of. It's about finding ways to win. Finding ways to win. By the way, the Instacart commercial's running with Ben Stiller and Benson Boone. And I have to lie, or I can't lie to you. I really like this commercial. Hayden says there should be a law against running these ads for too long because they do burn. You're right. They do burn. But I do really like the Instacart lets you choose your bananas. It works. It's worked on me. Okay. I'm going to have an espresso shot. Thank you, Sports Talk Chud. Adam needs an espresso shot stat. I got the double espresso, Nespresso waiting for me. Tony says, Tony's fired up. Colorado are frauds. Ooh. Freak 811 says, who remembers the Myth books? Myth Inc., Myth Link? I've never heard of it. I do not know that one. Chris Bro says you could smoke some sativa too. I don't think I could and be professional on the air with you, as unprofessional as this is. Justin has been pitching for years. I bet he did. I don't think our sponsors would like that very much. we can't be under the influence and on the air. Kogu says the Jays Uncrustable ads have been working on me and I feel shame. Oh no, don't feel shame. Uncrustables are delicious. 90 seconds to go on the power play, 52 seconds to go in the period. And Vegas is able to clear this one out. Oh, almost a giveaway here. Marner creates a giveaway. And wow, Brett Howden had a pretty good opportunity there. It went off the butt of a Colorado defender. McKinnon driving out front to Landeskog. Landeskog does not. He takes two swings at it. Not able to get a shot off, but a great play by McKinnon. McKinnon back around to Kadri. 20 seconds to go. 1 minute on the power play left. 15 seconds to go in the period. Oh, and Kadri made a bad pass to the point. 10 seconds to go. I think that's going to do it for this period. Yeah. So the Colorado Avalanche will start the third period with a 42-second man advantage. Not great. It always sucks when you got a penalty that's split over two periods. McNabb is out there skating on his whatever. So that bodes well for Vegas for the third period. Colorado just did not take advantage of this in the way that I thought that they probably wanted to. Jackson Bollinger says you can be under the influence on the air. Why not? Did a number for Elon Musk? Yeah, but that wasn't Elon Musk's podcast. That was Joe Rogan's podcast. And this will shock you to know, have way less money than Joe Rogan. Like way less. So we don't want to be like actively losing sponsors for, stuff like that. All right. So, Hayden, can you put the thing on screen? Put it on screen. What we're giving away. Oh, other side. Okay. So, we're giving this away. This jacket, it's Colorado Avalanche jacket. We want you to win it. And it's really easy. All you got to do is before puck drop in the third period, get your name on the list. The link is in the description. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. If you haven't done it yet, and you're not going to do it now, that's all I can do. It's in the chat. Links in the chat. Click the link. Sign yourself up. If you're in Quebec with a Quebec address, you can't win. If you're in the U.S., you can't win. Other than that, Canadians outside of Quebec, you're good to go. Get yourselves in on it. Giggling Cat says VIP special. Watch bad hockey movies with edibles. Oh, that's tempting. Anyway, so sign up, win the jacket, get it for you. Okay? Do it. Freak811 says, be like my podcast, have no sponsors. We have to feed our families and pay bills. But love you all. We will be back at the beginning of the third period. Remember to sign up. That's the last I'm going to tell you. Play the clip, Hayden.
Let's do a whip around over some NHL news. Particularly interested in some coaching vacancies and some other stories of that like, particularly in Vegas. Of the last episode, we talked about the situation as it was with Bruce Cassidy and the Golden Knights appealing their punishment for violating media regulations. A lot going around with that franchise. Since then, the punishment has been upheld. They will still have to forfeit their second round pick this year. John Tortorella is still fined $100,000. And Bruce Cassidy, well, he's still not available to speak to different teams for head coaching vacancies. Is there anything else to add to that? Anything else on that front you want to add?
Well, it's interesting because it seems very clear that he's not going to be available as long as the Golden Knights are in the playoffs. So at least not to their division rivals, which is LA and Edmonton, who are searching for head coaching positions. You know, at some point after that fact, does Vegas give him permission? I mean, only Vegas can know if that's going to happen or even possible. But I would say it puts a team, specifically the Oilers, I think, in a really interesting spot because they've fired Chris Knobloch with the idea of trying to get Bruce Cassidy, the guy they want. You know, who knows? Like Game 7 of the Cup final, you know, could include Vegas, and it could be played on June 20th or 21st. So it could be another month before Vegas has even played its last game, potentially. And, you know, how long is Edmonton willing to wait, I guess, is what I'm kind of getting at here. And because they've definitely put themselves in a position where they feel they need an experienced hand and someone who's kind of been there and done that, there really are not that many options if they look in another direction. So I'm don't know how that's going to go. I don't think they've processed that. I mean, I know the Oilers have moved forward, excuse me, in talking to Craig Berube, as we talked about them getting permission earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. You know, Peter Laviolette's on their radar. There was even a report out of their market about Mike Babcock this week, which, you know, Babcock appeared to squash to my colleague Darren Drager by saying he's retired and loving it. I mean, it's been 6 or 7 years since he's been in the league, right? I mean, but I think I only bring that up to say there's not, you know, Gerard Gallant probably fits the bill, but beyond that, there aren't a lot of working people that we would say would be in their ballpark of what they're looking for. Bruce Cassidy is a perfect fit for what the Oilers are trying to do, right? Yeah. You look at his teams, you know, he took over Boston and within 2 years they were in the Stanley Cup final. I think it was the next year after he took over in Vegas that they won the Cup final. Like, he's got a very proven track record of turning a team around quickly. They've got a 1 to 2 year window at that they can be sure of to go for a Stanley Cup. And it's not to say that things won't happen that extend it beyond that, but they sitting here today, it's 1 to 2 year window that they can count on. Now, I would say Peter Laviolette has a similar kind of track record. It's longer, and his Stanley Cup win is a long time ago. It was against the Edmonton Oilers of 2006. Children gather around and let me tell you about the Edmonton Oilers of 2006. But so like it was a very, very long time ago. But he's also taken the Philadelphia Flyers to the Stanley Cup final. He was behind Nashville's bench when they were in the Cup final and lost to Pittsburgh. And if you look at his track record, it's kind of a 1 to 2 year bump where things go really well. And then Peter's out and he gets fired. He's worked in a lot of different places, but he has had that effect on teams. So, you know, if the Oilers don't wait for Bruce Cassidy, I would think Peter Laviolette would likely be favored for that job. But, you know, wouldn't surprise me at all that the Leafs are trying to talk to Peter Laviolette as well. And so, you know, it's very strange that we're sitting here. There's 4 head coach openings. Seem reasonably certain that Vancouver is going to go forward with Manny Malhotra and promote him within their organization. So that one, let's leave to the side a minute. But how do these remaining teams, including the Kings, Oilers, and Leafs, view the Cassie situation? Do they want to wait? Do they pounce on someone else? I mean, I think that's kind of where it's at. And Toronto's probably different than all of them in the sense that I do think that they're intrigued by guys like David Carl and maybe some of the, people that I don't think make as much sense for what Edmonton's trying to do.
I wonder, and I get that like Auston Matthews' situation is still kind of up in the air a little bit. Like, I would love to know like how much of a say. I always feel like if you have a franchise player of the ilk of Auston Matthews, like he should have a significant say over who should be coaching this team. I'd love to know, like, for this process, like how much of a say he actually has in dictating who should be coached, but also maybe the fact that his future may be uncertain is like, that's a hindrance to that. I don't know.
Yeah, my sense is he doesn't have a direct say. But
he should.
But I'm sure they will have an idea of the kind of things he's hoping to see from the team. Now, what I can tell you is they still haven't had the meeting with John Chaika and Matthews in Arizona. It's not a sign of anything other than the Leafs have a whole lot going on with their new front office, amateur scouting meetings, obviously working through this head coach process, getting ready for free agency and the draft and everything that's happening. And, Matthews is in Arizona recovering from knee surgery, not exactly in a position to jump on planes, I don't think, at this stage. Matt Sundin's moving his family from Sweden. John Chaika's, in Toronto doing his thing. So like, it's not really nothing should be read into it, but I don't know how deep those conversations have even been had just yet. And with Matthews, I have to say, because this just keeps going on and on and on, nothing's changed since the original report that, I had a month or so ago, in that his intention is to see how the offseason plays out and then, make a call on his future. Now, I think it's more likely than not for sure that he's back with the Leafs. But we had never said otherwise. I mean, that was never part of the reporting. The reporting is more that he was at a position where he really wanted to judge the organization on where it's at and wasn't prepared to tell them unequivocally 100% that he's going to be back. He's still not prepared right now to tell them unequivocally he's going to be back. But, he loves his station in life. I think some things around the organization have changed even since that initial report, starting with winning the number 1 overall draft pick. You can start to look at that as the Leafs do have some options, I think, to make trades that they wouldn't have been able to make if they didn't have the number 1 overall pick. Point being, they might be more willing to part with a younger player that's already in the organization because they're getting a special one that they didn't know until they won the draft lottery. Obviously the head coach change is a big one that impacts players directly. But Matthews can't say yet 100% because he doesn't know who they're going to hire and he doesn't know what the roster is going to look like as of early July. But, I think it's pretty clear. We've said it on the show. It's in writing. You can go look up the articles. Really, the report remains the same. He's not making the call 100% until July. I don't think that's changed at all. At some point in time, he's going to sit down with management and, have a deeper discussion about everything inside the organization, the way they've done with, lots of players that already live in the GTA where it was more convenient to get to, the way that he did 3 years ago with Brad Treliving and Shane Doan when they took over the Leafs front office. I mean, I think these are normal course business things, but what isn't normal course is Matthews has 2 years left on his deal and he wants to win and he wants, to be sure the Leafs are in a position to get back to being a more competitive team.
Okay. You've been all over that, CJ. Anything else you want to mention for Leafs Corner before I move on to Lindy Ruff?
No, I think we've exhausted it. I guess I'll reiterate the report from earlier in the week that I had, though, too. What John Chaika is telling other GMs around the league is I'll talk about anyone on my roster but Matthews. So that's also a pretty strong indication about where the Leafs stand here. I mean, they see him as the piece moving forward. It's not to say they're trading everyone else by any means, but I think they're open to the idea of trading other players, even important ones, because they have to find creative ways to get better. So that's basically where things stand.
Okay. Just wanted your thoughts on Lindy Ruff and his 2-year contract extension that he signed this week. Obviously, not the end of the season that a lot of Sabres fans wanted, but considering how the beginning of the year went and the carpet ride that came after that, what a season for those guys.
Yeah, Lindy credited his most important assistant coach, his wife, with the decision to come back because, he was on an expiring contract. I mean, I would have been surprised if this ended up any other way. I mean, if you're Lindy Ruff, I mean, this guy's put his entire life into the city of Buffalo, being a draft pick that played 10 years for the team. He was a captain of the team. He had an incredibly long run as their coach when they got to, pretty close to winning the Stanley Cup in 1999, I guess that was.
Yes,
and then,
yes.
Was part of the runs they had in 06, 07. Didn't get over the hump, but, then to come back and finally get it here, even at his age, I couldn't imagine he would want to leave, and why would they want to change anything? There's probably going to be some changes on that Sabres roster just because where they're at from a cap perspective and what the, Alex Tuch being a big looming decision, obviously, as a pending UFA, but, Lindy's going to get a chance to get it over the hump. I mean, we talk about a hell of a story. If the Buffalo Sabres win a Stanley Cup with him as their head coach after everything that organization's been through and, what he's been through. He lives in the same house, by the way. He never sold his house in Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been in the same house for like 20 years or something.
Oh, that's so cool.
So like it really is home for him, though. It's not just a convenient thing because they put up Ruffalo signs or whatever as they did. But yeah, so I think it's just a natural fit. And let's face it, he doesn't have a lot of years left in that position, most likely, just given his age. But we've seen some older guys. Rick Bowness made a comeback this year. Who knows? Maybe this will be a longer tenure. But I think they're in a position where they can effectively take it year to year. And I would suspect whenever it's time that Lindy doesn't want to coach a team anymore, he'll still have some kind of role within the organization because he means that much to the Sabres.
Is he winning the Jack Adams this year?
I have no idea. I don't have a vote.
We don't have a vote for Jack Adams. It's the broadcasters who do.
Yeah, I mean, he could. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. It's usually a kiss of death, isn't it? Like guys that win the Jack Adams usually are looking for a job within 12 months.
I guess, but he already signed the extension, so
well,
he's getting some money.
We've seen one coach recently who signed an extension and was fired before the extension kicked in. So you never say never when it comes to coaching.
That is very true.
I'm sorry to interrupt Hayden's cats. I know that's what everybody's here from the stream for, but I had to. I had to get the double espresso going. I got it. Just a little pooped. This week got me. You know what it is? We had a long weekend here in Canada, and I know, like last week, and I know in the States, isn't it Memorial Day weekend? Is that what it is? It's a long weekend for our American friends, and I always find shortened weeks to be harder. I don't know what it is. It's almost like getting a penalty shot instead of a power play. You're just going, I am wiped after 4 days of working. It's ridiculous, but it's true. It's what happened. I'm a pooped boy. I'm a tired boy. So I need to get that double espresso in, and I don't care if I can't sleep later. Doesn't matter. Now, I never actually have that problem, to be honest with you. By the way, to all of our Yankee friends, happy Memorial Day. Do you say happy Memorial Day? Probably not. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Is that better? You don't say happy Memorial Day. Giggling Cat says, yes, Memorial Day is last Monday in May for the U.S. Yeah, I wish our Victoria Day is always all over the place. And we never can. We used to just call it May 2-4 because it used to be, you'd get a 2-4 on the 24th of May. But we sometimes have it early like we did this year. It didn't really make any sense. David Williams says, Indy 500, Coke 600, and the Canadian GP on Sunday. Hell yeah, brother. Good weekend for motorsports. And, of course, obviously, we got some hockey, too. I can't wait to watch the Montreal Grand Prix. I love the Canadian Grand Prix is amazing because we have a great racetrack. It's an awesome track. I hope you guys are watching. You should check it out. Jeff Park says, caffeine doesn't keep Adam awake again because Jeff was the one that said I was neurodivergent and is probably correct on that. I've never been tested, but a lot of people have said you might want to be, in the nicest way. Jarek says, just wish us a traffic-free holiday. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Traffic-free holiday for you guys. Detroit fan in Montreal says, LOL, Adam, a lot of Americans don't know what a 2-4 is. What? A 2-4 is 24 beers. What do you mean you don't know? Nathan McKinnon through center. Drops the puck. Oh, he gets basically pinched by two Vegas Golden Knights defenders, and nothing happens there. Joe Perez says ADHD is neurodivergent. Yes, I'm aware. I am aware. I just have never been tested. Giggling Cat says, you are a millennial and you will get diagnosed by the internet as God intended. True. Shot. Oh, Kadri made a good opportunity there, but nobody there to get it. McKinnon. Looking. Taves. Shot. Kulak wound up, but Carter Hart makes a great save there. Colt 289 says, haha, I'm American. Why do y'all call it a 2-4? Because there's 24 beers. It's a 2-4. What? Guys, how do you not call it a 2-4? Do you call it a 24 pack of alcoholic beverages? I didn't know Americans were so formal. Oh, you guys just call it a case. Well, Steeson Schiller says, American here, we say sad Memorial Day and then hold each other while we ritualistically cry for an hour. I hope this helps. Oh, fair enough. That's funny. Bruins fan for life. Adam, did you hear the news about Kyle Busch? Yes, I did. 41 was racing a week ago. Crazy, man. Life happens fast. I don't know what his family didn't really say why he went to the hospital, but shot out front. But really sad to hear about Kyle Busch. I know NASCAR fans are brokenhearted. Just a guy that people really loved. Real shame. And made his mark on that sport. No question. Andrew Sweet says, now explain what a suitcase is. Well, it's your luggage. It's where you put it's a suitcase because you used to bring a suit with you when you went places, but nobody does that anymore unless you're going to a funeral on a plane. Like you're not going on vacation and bringing a suit, but it was a suitcase. And initially they were like the actual, You know, the suits where you zip it up and you put them together and then you clamp them shut, right? Now we just, yeah. I got another one for you guys, for our American friends. Can any American person watching this tell me what a Chesterfield is? Tell me what a Chesterfield is. Hayden doesn't even know. It's an older Canadian thing. We've stopped using it very much. Oh, here we go. Through center, it's McKinnon on his own. Against Theodore, it beats him. Oh, looking for somebody up front. It's Natchez. Good save there by Carter Hart. McKinnon again. Download to Natchez. Tough angle. Saved by Carter Hart. And this puck is blown dead? I don't know what happened. Is Vegas going to the bench or the box? Is it Theodore again? By the way, Chesterfield means sofa or couch. So Natchez drew another penalty here. How did he do this? Let's see what happened. So Natchez, was it McKinnon that he drew? I don't know. I didn't see where that happened. Where did it happen? Oh, it was McKinnon on the drive. Interesting. Freak 811, suitcase is a luggage. The other thing you described is a garment bag. Do you know what a Davenport is? It's a street in Toronto. Davenport. No, I know what a suitcase is. And a suitcase literally used to be a case that you would put the garment bag for your suit in. Literally, that's why they call it a suitcase. Clap it shut. So another power play for the Avs here. 1-0 still. Vegas looking very dangerous at 5-on-5. Natchez across. Tried to find Kadri, who was wide open, but the puck jumped his stick. Natchez. Down low to McKinnon. McKinnon crossing back. McKinnon and Natchez. Vegas doing a great job collapsing in, avoiding any shooting lanes, no passing lanes. They're crowding Kadri. Look, see? They spread out and they take away the passing lanes. Nowhere for him to go. Not finding any spaces, Colorado, and Kadri passes it right into Braden McNabb and down the ice. Braden McNabb, who missed the majority of the second period, he's okay and killing penalties for the third. 1:13 to go on this power play. Landeskog leaves it for Natchez again. Natchez loses his handle. Coughlin tried to get it off him. It's Kadri again. Kadri along the boards. Puck is stolen by Howden. Puck fired out, but actually Landeskog's able to keep this in out of midair. Colorado on a really slow change. I don't know where the hell their support was there. That was a bizarre. Landeskog made a great play there, and there was nobody to support him. A Davenport is a couch, much like a Chesterfield. I did not know that. Marner on his own against Devon Toews, and he takes the shot, gloved by Wedgwood, and it's Toews with Marner on him. They press you hard, this Vegas penalty kill, man. They press you. Look at Marner again. They forecheck you on the PK. Nobody is expecting it. They don't give you a second to breathe unless they're changing, which is what they're doing right now. Nichushkin through center. Drops it for Lehkonen. Lehkonen drops it for Malinsky. Malinsky across to Burns to Malinsky. Malinsky to Burns. Burns, Malinsky shot! And a good save by Carter Hart. It deflects into the corner. And this power play is over. Shea Theodore sprung for the box. Sissons with Carlson. Carlson with the shot. It goes wide and into the netting. Since Sarah Morrison, personal favorite Canadian terms, pencil crayons, soccer, baseball, and toque. So the toque is the hat, obviously, the winter hat. Soccer, baseball is just baseball with a soccer ball, and it kicks ass. It's the best. Yeah, but kickball is a different sport, Hayden. He said they call it kickball in the state. No. Kickball is the one where you're kicking it against the wall, and everybody's got to kick it. Yeah, but so their kickball is soccer, baseball, but our kickball is you're kicking the ball against the thing, and you can't let it get out past the line. And if you miss the ball and you miss the wall, then you got to run up against it because somebody could throw the ball at you and hit you in the back of the head. Just saying. Also, pencil crayons. Apparently, people call them colored pencils, and pencil crayons is the right name. What do they call them? Americans don't have freezies? Oh, wow. Oh, so apparently you call it wall ball. So kickball is the soccer baseball in the U.S. Wall ball is what we call kickball. Oh, my God. Freak 811, I know you guys get crap for bagged milk, but we use bagged milk in the U.S. Army. I grew up with bagged milk. I don't get it anymore because I don't drink a lot of milk. I drink oat milk, but it still exists. And it's mostly an Ontario thing now, I think. Like when I was in Alberta, I don't remember there being a lot of bagged milk. I don't know if it's good or not. Like I don't understand why we still do it. But Americans absolutely have freezies, according to Stephen Schiller. Okay, good. Good. Kraft dinner they don't have, but you have macaroni and cheese. So, you know. Brock Peetson says, yeah, my cousins from Alberta find bagged milk weird. Yeah, we didn't, when I lived in Alberta, we didn't have it. 15:37 to go in the third period. Burns. Hayden says, I love Americans hating bagged milk, but have some of the most heinous stuff in the grocery stores. Listen, I love going to a Wegmans and just see what kind of sandwiches you guys got. There is nothing like an American grocery store sandwich. I'm not kidding. They're legit good. Canadian grocery store sandwiches are all bad. Oh, and it looks like Brent Burns is going to the box here. This is not an opportune time. Thomas Hertl drawing that one. I think it's a high stick. Got it in the mouth. I have to see the replay, though. So what happens here? Burns, oh yeah, just gets him in the schnaz. Yep. Yeah, that's a penalty every time. Freak 811 isn't Kraft dinner, just Kraft mac and cheese. It sure is. Michael says public subs are a religious experience. My mom is obsessed with Jersey Mike's. Absolutely obsessed with Jersey Mike's, but apparently private equity bought Jersey Mike's and it's not as good. That's what I've heard. But every time I've been to Jersey Mike's, I've loved it. I also loved that TikTok trend where people were going into Jersey Mike's and making, you know how you order it Mike's way? And people are just making it like an extremely sexual experience. Like, give it to me the way Mike would do it. Just freaking weirdos. Tarina says bagged milk makes for less waste than the carton or plastic jug. I did not know that. Oh, here we go. Eichel in. He's still got the puck. Who's he going to pass it to? It's Theodore at the point. Eichel along the half wall. 93 seconds to go on this power play, and 93 is with the puck. Marner to Eichel. Eichel searching. Theodore, he's got Nelson on him. He's had both of his shots blocked in the last power play. Shot did not quite get through the way Eichel wanted it to. Dorofeev's in the corner. Manson pins him. Good to see Josh Manson out there after a kind of a scary hit that he threw in the second period. Not scary for the player that he hit, but scary for him because he went headfirst in the boards and then bit his lip. But he is out there. 14:15 to go in the third. Marner cross the ice. Hertl to Eichel. Eichel at the top of the face-off circle or whatever the hell that thing's called. I can't even speak. Marner breaking in. Marner. Oh, man, what a great play by Mitch Marner and a great save by Wedgwood. Marner in a Leafs jersey would never have done that. Let me just tell you. He's finally going to the net in the playoffs, and look at what's happening for him. I'm telling you, man. He's on a different level this year. Conn Smythe candidate. It's happening. It's happening. Hayden said he's always been this good. Yes, he has always been this good. He just hasn't done all these things. But Hayden was joking. Hang on. I will get to all these super chats in a second. 14 seconds to go on this Vegas power play. Shot intercepted, and the Avalanche are going to clear up this penalty and save Brent Burns and his big beard. He's joining the ice in one, and it's over. Bye-bye power play. Theodore. Vegas still with the puck in the Colorado zone. Burns playing a little forward like he used to do back in Minnesota. Oh! And wow. The goalie is run over. Wedgwood was run over. The ref goes, keep playing, keep playing. I'm not calling that. Oh, he's opening. They're putting their whistles away. No more nicky-nacky shit. We're going to play some hockey now. 12:44 left in the third period. And puck is free. Back down to the Colorado zone. Kulak's going to get this. He's got Kolasar all over him. 12:27 to go in the third. And Wedgwood with the save. Okay, now I had to get to it. I know Giggling Cat had one in there. In Florida, there's an entire cult for pub subs, which are Publix sandwiches. Oh, I've been to Publix. I've never had a pub sub, though. I've mostly been exposed to the Wegmans experience, so I will have to try out Publix. All right. Next time I'm there. Emo Jalapeno, Americans call Freezies ice pops. I was actually just talking to this with my American friends this month. We call them Freezies because of Mr. Freeze, which is a Canadian brand. That's true. Freak 811, we have Kraft mac and cheese here. Oh, you do? Oh, I was told you didn't, but I guess you do. Colt 289 says, do you call it rotary, roundabout, or traffic circle? I think we call it roundabout because it's the British way. Yeah, I say roundabout because it's British. Now, we have a winner for our Colorado Avalanche jacket. Hayden put it up on the stream, on the street, on the, whatever. Just put it up. I can't even speak. Hey, if you're from Vancouver, this might interest you because this jacket is about to get on an airplane and come all the way to you. Richard Taylor. Dick Taylor. Is Richard Taylor in the chat? Richard Taylor, congratulations. You are the big winner today of the Colorado Avalanche jacket. Yay for Richard Taylor. Does anyone call you Dick? I don't know why we call people with Richard as a name Dick, but that's what they did. Yay, Richard Taylor. Yay. Oh, there he is. He's out there. Richard Lindsay Taylor. Yeah, Richard. Congratulations, dude. That's got to feel good. TJ says, is Steve going to deliver this by hand when he goes to BC on vacation? No. No, he's not. We're going to send it out before that. Yeah, Steve will deliver every package that we give away in the playoffs, like Sidney Crosby delivers season tickets, door to door. No, not doing that. Brent Burns, puck fired around. And that is a icing that the Avs did not need to take. That was pretty stupid. There's times when Burns does shit, I'm like, you're showing your age. And there's other times where I'm like, my God, you're a Renaissance man. Burns giveth and Burns taketh away. Maple Leafs believer, is Eichel allergic to shooting the puck? Yes. That has been a knock against him his entire career. He's got one of the best shots in the league, too. I remember when they put Kelly McCrimmon when they were announcing the Mitch Marner trade, they said, well, we're going to try Marner with Eichel. And then one of the Vegas people were like, well, who's going to shoot? Because Marner doesn't shoot enough either. And McCrimmon's like, well, one of them's going to figure it out. And of course, they put them together. Neither of them shot. And now they're playing on different lines. And it's worked out pretty great. Emo Jalapeno, you got to try browning your butter to put in KD. Oh, really? I had not thought about that. Alex Mercer, Adam, I heard a rumor that Gary Bettman will be in Heated Rivalry Season 2. How do you feel about that? Okay. So the rumor is that there is a commissioner in Heated Rivalry 2, and it's not a good look for said commissioner, but they wanted to tell Gary that this is not based on Gary. So they called Gary to make sure his feelings weren't hurt by a fictional character. I'm sure Gary would have been fine. I don't think Gary will be in it then. Okay. So, okay. That's Hayden caught that one. I did not catch that story. Did not know that. Seems bizarre that they would need to call him to tell him that. Hayden says, well, they're going to make the link right away. Yeah, I get it. But I don't know. You think Gary cares? Oh, shot on the net. Carter Hart able to make the save. Lehkonen. McKinnon. Remember, guys, it's a 1-goal game. As good as Colorado has looked in this period, and at the end of the second period, they look good as well. It's 1 goal. It's 1 goal, and they got outplayed in the first, and they were the ones that scored the goal anyway. Vegas have been very, very, very good in these playoffs. A lot better than I think people really give them credit for. You can always tell when you're talking to somebody now. At this point in the playoffs, you guys are hanging with me. So you guys would be like the top 1% of 1% in terms of hardcore hockey fans, right? Especially those of us that do not have a team in this and that are just watching for the joy of watching hockey. Not a lot of people do that, right? Not like a lot of people are just like, well, my team's out, so I stopped watching. You can always tell the people that have not seen any Vegas hockey games when they're like surprised at how good Vegas looks. And they're like, oh no, they're kind of like, I can't believe they kind of lucked into it and they beat the shitty Ducks. I'm like, the Ducks are not shitty, and neither is Vegas, man. You need to watch these games. You can tell, man. Jake Buck says, I just watched to see you, Adam. Oh, Jake. I watched to see if you're here. You know what, Jake? You need to tell me at every stream, hey, Adam, it's Jake, and I'm here. All right? The stream, I think we can all agree, the stream doesn't really start, guys, until Jake the Buck gets here. Right? It's not a real stream until. Trevor says, my team was eliminated, so I'm watching for hate. That's also a great reason to watch. Hockey's a great hate sport. It is. Giggling Cat says, heated rivalry is skating so close to the trademark line. I get them wanting to make sure they make all the effort to make peace with Gary. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, okay. So apparently the character in the book is really evil and resembles Gary. So that's why. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, Eichel. Gonna shoot. He scores. Oh my God, what a shot. What did I tell you? Eichel's got a friggin' laser beam when he uses it. What a goal. Beats Wedgwood blocker underneath the blocker. That was a sexy shot. Holy. Wow. That is a big, big goal. The Vegas Golden Knights needed that goal. Look at this. He just waits. Nobody attacks him either. Oh. Hayden says, I think our check has come due on overtime. Oh, really? You think we're going to OT, Hayden? Eichel must have heard us, by the way. I think Eichel heard us from the bench. There's a guy that runs on vengeance. Pure vengeance, Jack Eichel. That's his second goal of the playoffs. How friggin' insane is that? Giggling Cat with the $2 super chat. That's a funny one. I don't know where you're finding these emojis, but they're good. All right, Blankenberg. Pot shot over and a good save by Hart. Puck rings around and Blankenberg's going to collect this back into the Colorado zone. Makes the pass through the neutral zone to Brock Nelson. Nelson's pass intercepted. Natchez at center. Nichushkin. Puck is at the blue line, not able to get a handle on it, and Vegas is coming back the other way. It's Colton Sissons through center. Peter says, is Cowan a Leaf in 2 years? Yes, I think so. Unless he's a part of some major trade this summer. John Sweet, I'm pretty sure Bettman was irked when they cast the little person from Twin Peaks to play Hockey League commissioner and Bon Cop, Bad Cop. Well, then he's got to get a grip. You're the commissioner. People are going to make fun of you. I never saw Bon Cop, Bad Cop, but I've heard it's very funny. I've heard it's great. Hayden loves the movie, by the way. Nathan McKinnon. Oh, McKinnon tried to set up Lehkonen, and the puck's he's just a step behind where he needed to be. Shot by Kulak. Kulak's been a factor in this series, man. Edmonton traded Kulak and Stuart Skinner for Tristan Jarry. Stan Bowman, you're toast, bro. Kadri through center. Kadri's got room, and he shoots, and that goes off a Vegas stick and into the netting. I like Brad Kulak, is what I'm saying. I think he's a good defenseman. Jarek says, Adam, I swear, if Vegas wins, I'm boycotting the next stream. The only game that went my way was when I missed Dangle's stream last night. Don't do that. I have no effect on the game. As much as I'd love to believe that I have that kind of power, you and I both know that that's superstition. And superstition, it's not super, nor is it stitious. It's a John Day says, Commissioner in the show is called Girthy Bettman. Oh, is that actually true? That'd be great, because we do have a Girthy Bettman that loves to join us for streams. I don't know if Girthy Bettman's here tonight. I believe Girthy Bettman is a Vegas fan. Yeah. Jello, it's me, says, I love Stan Bowman, and I hope he's the GM of the Oilers forever. You know what? Me too. Now, that's a Flames fan right there. And you know what? I agree with you, because it means that We got a better shot at Connor McDavid in Toronto. Yeah, I said it. He's from here. I can hope and dream, and I might be coping hard, but damn it, I want it to happen. Hey, did the Jays win tonight? Do we know yet? They did win tonight. Oh, they beat the Pirates. Well, I mean, listen, Pirates are getting better, but they're not exactly there yet. Freak 811. I'm very superstitious. Writings on the wall. Anime. Haha. That's a Stevie Wonder reference. Took me a second. My mother would be so upset if I'd let that reference go. Anime Cowboy. Don't worry, Adam. You can be my good luck charm if Vegas wins. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I just need to be whoever you need me to be. Jello, it's me, says, I'm not a Flames fan of another team. The Oilers cream in the playoffs regularly. It wouldn't be... Are you a Kings fan, Jello? Wow, that Eichel shot they're just showing it again. Filthy. Man, you got to respect a shot like that. He's got to use that more. It's crazy. Yeah, Hayden said, if I'm a coach, I'm pissed he doesn't use that more. Well, you'd have a lot of pissed coaches. Jello, it's me, is a LA Kings fan. Well, listen, Jello, let me tell you something. You apparently Scott Lawton really likes it in LA. And it kills me inside to know that he's probably not coming back to Toronto, although I still hold a faint hope. If he does resign in LA, you take good care of him. Because that guy's the man. And I miss him. And it was really stupid how his time in Toronto went. Really friggin' stupid. And I'm mad about it. There you go. There's my take. Oh, Eichel with the puck again. Out front. Oh, it goes in! We got another goal! Oh my God! It's Barbashev from Eichel. Shock in Denver. 2 minutes in play ago. It was 1-0 Colorado. It is now 2-1. The Vegas Golden Knights had been threatening, and they finally get a couple lucky bounces. And this one is a bouncing puck that is screened a little bit. Look at that puck. It is bouncing in the air. Pass to Barbashev. Barely touches it. Malinsky kind of screens his goalie. And that goes top cheese off the bar, baby. Holy shit, what a shot. Whoa. Wow. Oh, and Barbashev's celly on that one is just a roar. Can you imagine Colorado losing 2 at home in this series? Giggling Cat with another cool emoji with the high fives this time. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Good for Vegas. This is crazy. Marner making another play. Without Makar, I regret to inform you the Colorado Avalanche look ordinary. Landeskog. So, Hayden, maybe we don't go to overtime. My possible breakaway here, Brent Howden. Oh, okay, we got lucky. Got lucky there, Mr. Brent Burns. Oh, Marner intercepts Nathan McKinnon. Wow. 2 games at home they could lose? Yeah, but 2 in a row, Hayden? At home? Lehkonen. This is kind of crazy. 7:38 to go in the game currently. And I say in the game because if Colorado doesn't tie this up, Hayden was thinking we were going to OT. And I think we have gone to OT a couple of times, but it's never lasted more than about 5 minutes. So we've never really had the double overtime experience that, for instance, Jesse Blake had. Oh, so Sisson's back in the cross the line. Saved by Wedgwood. And Steve really hasn't had a lot of overtimes either. He's had them, but they've never gone that deep. Andrew Doucette says, Vegas sweep of the Avs. We need Drew to stream one. We need Drew to do a reaction video. Uh-oh. Are we getting a penalty here? Oh, no. Are the Avs... Is that a high stick? It's Ross Colton, and he's yelling at the refs. Oh, man, that was a bad giveaway to Eichel. Jeez. Giggling Cat says, these are super stickers from YouTube's Energetic Lemon and Baby Lemon. Energetic Lemon likes to try new and interesting things, and Baby Lemon likes to copy everything Energetic Lemon does. It sounds like my niece and nephew. My niece does something, my nephew wants to do it too. Freak 811, could the Avs get swept? Dog. Anything's possible at this point. Austin Walker says, even though we have lots of hockey left in this game and series, I am doing this for the meme. Analytics panelist, this is not supposed to happen. Let me see the script. It's crazy. Colorado's got to get a goal here now. And Marty Necas needs to start making better plays, dude. He made a great play earlier in the game to draw the penalty. I get it, but like he's been and I think Marty Necas just got punched in the face by McNabb. And it looks like McNabb is going to go to the box now. So what we just thought Colorado might. And yeah, and the bench is pissed. They're saying he sold it. Hayden says that if they keep going, they're going to get a number two. Yeah, so yeah, listen, Necas sells this. But he did get punched in the face. But listen, he sells it a little bit, Hayden, right? Like he sells it. Oh, if I got punched in the face, but I'm a big baby, right? Like if I got punched in the face, I'd be like, ow, man, fuck off. But I think on this, wait, are they calling this or what are they doing? Are they reviewing this shit? Oh, they're pointing to him. So they're saying this is a penalty. Yeah, I mean, listen, it is a penalty. But if this was a Florida Panthers series, Giggling Cat, back me up on this, you know that doesn't get called. So are they looking for a high stick or a punch to the mouth? Oh, wait, are they not calling this? The fans are not happy. What is the ref doing? Take control of the game. Oh, wow. So no penalty. See, here's the thing. In the playoffs, this late, I'm going to be honest with you, they let that shit go. But the refs, could have announced no penalty. They could have said something. Like, tell us what's going on, guys. This is crazy. I don't think that should have been a penalty, I'll be honest. But, like, you got to tell the fans what's happening, guys. You have a microphone for a reason. Hayden said he would have been fine with taking them both. Yeah. Giggling Cat says, yeah, the refs lost control and we learned from Vegas. Exactly. This is the thing. Good teams they know how to do this. I think that should have been coincidentals. Or you could just not call it, which is what they did. Oh, we got a wraparound chance. Where is that puck? Goalie didn't even know where it was. McKinnon to Kulak. Kulak, Vegas Knights player all over him. Toranira says if the Panthers punch, if it was the Panthers punching an Avs player, the Avs player would get 2 minutes for interfering with the Panthers punch. Panthers are good, man. They know how to work it. You got to learn how to work the system to win, and they did. And you know what? Hats off to them. I can't hate. There is a poll in the chat. Do the Avs tie it? No at 56%. Yes at 44%. Hayden asks, was it a penalty in the chat? Yes, no, or take both. Get your votes in. 5:03 to go in the third. Avs got to get a goal to tie this up, send it to overtime. There will be a pulled goalie at some point. Joe Perez says, you might not be able to hate, but I can hate. Meme Empress can hate too if Meme Empress is still here. That's a Lightning fan, and she is not a fan of. Oh, shot on net. Kadri, there's a rebound. Not able to get there. There's Vegas clearing another rebound. Chris Bro says sports hate is 100% healthy. I agree. You have to get the emotions out somewhere. .4:15 to go in the third period. Kulak to Burns. To Nichushkin. Through center. He's got two Knights on him. They stripped the puck from him, but Waugh's with it. Waugh tried to get it across to Nelson, who are essentially the same body type. Very tall, skinny guys. Burns with a shot, and that goes off a leg. Anderson, a little bit slow to pick that up. Wonder if he's okay. Shot! Oh, how did you miss that, Nelson? You got to put that on the net, dude. You're wide open. Nelson. Back to the point. It's Burns with a shot. Rebound. Oh, nobody there. And out come the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Carlson and Marner. They've been so good all night. Good shot by Carlson. Good save by Wedgwood. 3:26 to go. Natchez. As through center, leaves it for his defenseman, but not the best pass, let's be honest. McKinnon beats out the icing. Oh, they call that icing? Oh my God. Okay, straight up, that McKinnon beat him. McKinnon beat McNabb. Are you kidding me? These listen, both sides, I'm not taking a side here. Refs have been embarrassing tonight. Like, didn't tell us what was going on when they called a penalty and then didn't get a penalty. Didn't wave that. Like, that's not icing, guys. That's not effing icing. Wait a second. So they're not calling icing. So what are they calling then? Because you're right. They don't go to commercial break on an icing. So Hayden thinks that they might have blown it down for icing and then made a mistake. And so now the puck will go to center. Yeah, sometimes they just make the wrong call and they just leave it at center ice. Oh, man, if I was McKinnon, I would fucking torch those guys for that. That's crazy if that's what ends up happening here. Meme Zone says, hate who? I zoned out after I heard the Panthers. On an unrelated note, who the fuck is their captain? I don't remember who's on the team unless they're playing. LOL. Who on the Panthers? That'd be Mr. Barkov, I think. Reed Miller, just to squeeze your rage into a bitter little ball and release it at the appropriate time. That's sports, Reed. Yeah. We take our corporate lingo. Like, if anybody that works a white-collar job, you guys back me up on this one. You go to those corporate meetings, and they're like, well, we've got to increase our... how many meetings have you guys had about how do we integrate AI into our... Listen, AI can be a tool, but we don't have to incorporate it into... all the time. I'm really happy to be out of a corporate job. Oh, my God. It was painful. Yeah, I do, Hayden. Give me the results. 38% say it was a penalty. No. How many people say no? 26% say no, and 36% said take both. Interesting. Austin Walker says, I think the hockey guy will agree the ref sucked. Well, if Shannon agrees, then I feel really good about my take because he's very thoughtful. Emperor says, listen, most of my memory is taken up by Pokemon. You know what? Better place for it. Better place for it. All right, so this is at center ice. The refs are just embarrassing tonight. It's just one of those games. It's at center because it should never have been an icing call. They blew it dead. They fucked it up. And now Colorado doesn't get the advantage they would have had, which is Nathan McKinnon with the puck down low. 3:08 to go in the third period. You have to think, oh, puck is out. And that's going to be a face-off in the Vegas zone. Have to think the McKinnon line's going to come out now. Right? Taunt says, 2 sweeps in the conference finals. Ha 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 ha. Anime Cowboy says, none. I was laid off for AI. You know what? You weren't laid off for AI. It wasn't you. It was the dumb company who was stupid and didn't understand what AI is actually for. It's not for laying people off, you morons. Not you, Anime Cowboy. Your idiot work. 3:06 to go. Eichel's going to get kicked out. It's Drury versus Eichel. Interesting. Hayden said, are you excited for your AI producer next season? AI Hayden. What would AI Hayden do in this moment? Yeah, just stats in my ear nonstop. I love it. And that is an icing. And the refs actually know what an icing is. Congratulations, they got it. And the Denver fans giving them the Bronx cheer on that one. Detroit fan in Montreal says AI could never replace Hayden. Giggling Cat says, I work with systems, and the only thing AI should be replacing is middle management. I so agree with that. What do those people do? What do they do? $2:58 to go in the third period. McKinnon. Eichel. Face-off draw. Empty net. And Eichel wins the draw. Avs need to get possession of this puck. You cannot let Vegas put this away with 2:48 to go. It's going to get crazy now. They are pinned against the board. Landeskog, Nelson, McKinnon, and the puck's at the blue line. Tays is able to keep it in, but not for long. All right, hang on. All right, back down the ice it goes. Hang on, I'm just tweeting this out. 2:10 to go in the third. Nelson tried to get down low to Landeskog. Theodore, McNabb, all fighting for it. The puck is curled down the ice, and it is an icing call. Colorado losing 2 at home. We're less than 2 minutes away from that. If you bet on that to start this series, like if you put $2 on that, I bet you win like 100. Nobody would have bet on that. 2 games at home. Nelson and Carlson for the faceoff here. 6-on-5. Colorado was leading this game until 6 minutes in play ago, and Nelson also doesn't really win that faceoff draw. That's 2 key faceoffs that the Avs have not won. Kadri to Tays. Vegas all over the Avs, all over the puck carriers. They just skate at you. McKinnon. Natchez. Natchez's stick blows up. We're back to 5-on-5. Go to the bench, Natchez. And the puck is thrown out to center. And Tays is going to corral this one. Vegas going for a sort of change. McKinnon with a nice little move. Deked out Mitch Marner, but not able to get past Shea Theodore. Puck goes out to center again. Ooh, and Tays just able to redirect that. Now we're down to 80 seconds to go in the game. It's loud in Denver. They're looking for the tie goal. Shot by Nelson. Saved by Carter Hart. Barbashev with the puck. Barbashev with the winning goal. Scores! Barbashev gets goal 2. Barbashev gets goal 3. Game over. And McKinnon cannot believe what's going on right now. Wow. I can't. You know what? Credit to the Golden Knights. They played this like a penalty kill, and my God, are they good on the penalty kill. Now, is it fun to see Kelly McCrimmon's fart-sniffing face be so happy? It is not. That's a man who sits in his own room and huffs it. But, dude, he's done a great job with this team. He's done a great job with this team. They're about to steal 2 in Colorado. Can you believe this? 58 seconds to go. The Avs are going to try here. You might as well try. Colton out front. Ooh, good little play by Ross Colton. Puck not able to stay in. 48 seconds to go. Guys, we're going into Vegas on Sunday night with Vegas having a 2-0 lead. This is crazy. Oh, boy. They better hope Cale Makar is ready to come back. Out front, Nichushkin. Saved by Carter Hart. Colton across the ice again. Malinsky now. Malinsky to Lehkonen. And Lehkonen. Look at that. Colton lost his helmet. You're supposed to go right off. He just put it back on. And Burns can't hold it at the line. This game's over. The Vegas Golden Knights, guys, take 2 in Colorado. And they soundly outplayed them. There were times where Colorado looked better in this game. This game was a Vegas Golden Knights game. Oh, that poor kid's crying. Oh, I feel bad. Holy. This is a story. The Avs, okay, let's call it what it is right now. Can we just call it what it is? Avs look old and slow. They look old and slow. They don't look like they can move a puck out of their own zone. Their defensive breakouts are sloppy. Nathan McKinnon, I know they want him and Landeskog and Natchez together. I'm going to just call it what they got to take Landeskog off that line. It's got to be Kadri up there. No, I know Landeskog is like the emotional heart and soul of the Colorado Avalanche. Landeskog does not have it right now. He doesn't have it. Natchez doesn't have it either, but Kadri does. Kadri's got to be playing up there. Put Kadri on the wing. Landeskog can play lower down in the lineup. They got to do something with it. Bednar's got to adjust here. And on defense, I don't understand why Devon Toews is running the first power play unit. If I'm like, you have to examine everything when you lose like this. And Sam Malinsky is the puck mover that remains with Makar out. You've got to give Malinsky more opportunities, I think. Wow. So what were you want to say, Hayden? Hayden is saying that Colorado looks like a team that was perfect all year, and now the bolts are kind of coming loose, and the Vegas Golden Knights looked loose all year and then tightened up right at the right time. Listen, I'll tell you this. Through the first 2 games of their previous series, I looked at the Ducks and thought they could win this. The Ducks could have beat Vegas. Vegas found a way to win, but the Ducks could have beat them in that series. The Colorado Avalanche do not look like they can beat the Vegas Golden Knights in this series. They don't. You're going to need Makar back, and you're going to need a back stat. And remember, Mark Stone is skating. Mark Stone, I know he's got an injury. I know Freach told NHL Network, hey, I don't see him coming back this series. At least that's not what he was told. He was skating. He's trying. If Mark Stone comes back, it is over. Because if he's at 70%, Mark Stone, if you get him at 70%, you're not going to score a goal. Guys, the Vegas Golden Knights, get ready. If you're a Toronto fan like me, get ready. Get ready. Vegas Golden Knights are going to win the cup, and Marner's going to get a Conn Smythe. You get ready, kids. You're going to have it jammed down your throat. Oh, baby. Oh. Woo! This game is amazing. I love hockey. Robar 56, Lando, Spears, Oscar, turn 1, double DNF. Good night. Oh, wow. Why would you put that evil on me? I'm a big McLaren guy. Colt 289, 17-4-1 under Torts. No, I think that's what the record is. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's go back here. I've missed a lot of super chats here. Okay. Andrew Doucette. So Drew reaction with video with Steve editing it? Yeah, maybe. Giggling Cat dropped a super chat with a lemon in line playing trumpet. Denise Campbell. By the way, I will be late Sunday night, but because it'll be Memorial Day PBS concert. I lost a friend in Iraq. Hey, Denise, if you can join us, we're thrilled to have you join us. That's all you need. That's all that we need. You come back on Sunday, guys. I am going to be back here. Darth Quater, AFR by Drew Wen. Also, even better with Steve as Drew. Steve doing a Drew impression would be funny. I don't know if Steve does a Drew impression. I should ask him. Whoop-de-W, villain arc is coming along so nicely. Go Knights, go. It is, man. The villains, listen, remember, even in comic books, villains usually win. It's only at the end that the hero barely sneaks a victory in. Austin Walker, 55. Nate Dogg is going to chew something up like that Olympic plush toy he got. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be near Nathan tonight. Watch Medicine 7747. As a Leafs fan, what do you prefer? Marner winning a cup or the Canadians winning a cup to break the Canada curse? You know what? I said it earlier on the stream. I will always be happy if a Canadian group wins. I'll be happy for the fans. I'll be happy for the city. This country has taken a lot of shit, especially from certain parts of America, not everybody, for no fucking reason. I think I'll be happy. So I will take that. But if Mitch wins and he wins the Conn Smythe, bully to him. Good for him. I can't hate, man. Guy's been great. Colt 289. Oh, I already got that one. Sorry, Colt. Robar 56. Oh, I already got that one. Canucks 84. If it's Montreal and Vegas in the Stanley Cup final, who wins? Man, I put the edge on Vegas. but like everybody's got the edge on Carolina, and look how good Montreal looked against them. Guys, like we could be in for like a dominant few Montreal seasons here, and they're really young. Get ready. They're a very well-built team. Anime Cowboy, by the way, is the biggest mistake in Rangers history firing Jeff Gordon. It might be. And Bruins history too, because Pete Chiarelli wanted to get rid of him, even though he brought in Bergeron. Well, no, who was it? In the same draft, he got Lucic, he got Marchand, and he got who was the other guy? And then he signs Chara. Yeah, no, Krejci they already had, and Bergeron they already had. Yeah, Chiarelli. They did win the cup in 2011 though, and Chiarelli deserves credit for that. Anime Cowboy, real question: Are the Ducks better? Are the Ducks and Mammoth better than the Avs, or do you think Carlson makes as much of a difference as we told you? Well, Carlson clearly makes a difference. I think the Avs not having Makar. Like, listen, people are like, "Well, you can't fall to pieces." He's the best defenseman in the league. Yes, you can fall to pieces. My issue with the Colorado defense is with him gone, outside of Malinsky, who can carry a puck? Like, they can't make any sort of exits from their own zone. I'm like, I know Taze is very, very good, but he's Robin to the Batman. Malinsky can do it. Like, who else? You need more puck movement back there. And like, it's like, well, we could put Nick Blankenberg in and we'll play him 8 minutes. Yeah. Just looking at the Eichel shot again, like I can't even blame the goalie for that one. That was just a great shot. Blue White Flame, you know that the Avs are going to inject Makar with some super serum and throw him out there for game 3. I can't believe the Knights just swept the Avs at home. I agree. I think Makar is watching this going, I don't really care how bad my hip is. I got to get back out there. Jake Costello. Adam, as an American visiting Canada or looking to visit Canada for the first time, what province would you recommend and why? In the summer, Nova Scotia. Okay, so it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for outdoor stuff, Nova Scotia, PEI in the east, BC, Alberta in the west. There's nothing, people always go to Alberta in the wintertime, and I get that for the skiing and stuff. The mountains in the summertime are magic. They're special. They're amazing. So if you can get to either side of them via BC or Alberta, I would do that. And I say that as somebody who lived in Alberta and loved it. Jared says Burns has been awful. I think he's been old. Like, remember, his shot led to the first goal. But he's getting turnstile because he's 41 and he's playing in the top 4. Not a recipe for success, man. Halifax in the summer, by the way. If you want to have a good time and just have some drinks and go watch some amazing East Coast bands, Charlottetown, PEI, amazing. Amazing in the summertime as well. And I've heard Newfoundland's great, but I've just never been. I need to go. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to this, if you're brand new here, please hit subscribe. Steve's going to be back. Steve Dangle tomorrow is going to have you settled for the Carolina-Montreal game, which is such an interesting series because if Montreal wins that game, oh boy, do we have ourselves some stories for Monday. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I will see you here Sunday night for Game 3, Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, Vegas going home with a 2-0 lead. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Big thank you to Hayden for running the chat. Big thank you to all you guys for spending your Friday night with me. You could have literally been doing anything else. It's Friday night. That's the thing about Friday nights is you can do anything. That's what's fun about them. But you chose to be here. And we so appreciate you. Okay? See you tomorrow. Enjoy the podcast. Both CJ Show and SDP drop today. So if you got time this weekend, check them out. Love you all. Thanks for a great stream. And I'll see you Sunday.